home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Granger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Granger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM in HD1 San Francisco on Odyssey Sports Station. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube. Powered by First NorCal Credit Union. Live from downtown San Francisco, this is 95.7 The Game.
All right, what is going on, everyone? Welcome into Warriors This Week. A happy Saturday morning to all. We got full squad, three-man weave. Dan Devone, Steven Risotto, a.k.a. Pasta, Evan Giddings with you. What's happening, Dan? It's been a couple weeks. They tried to shut us down last week because there wasn't electricity in the building. They can't contain Warriors This Week.
Yeah, what's up? You sound like you're underwater today.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, not you. Well, I know you physically, but my earset, or my headset, I should say.
Simmer. Well, okay, so first of all, there's a volume knob on that.
No, I'm up. I'm just
right
saying you sound gurgly. It's just not a very good connection. That's okay. Yeah, what the hell happened to us yesterday? Moments before game time, we just simply get, the lights are out.
Well, they sent us an email last week that said, hey, we've scheduled emergency electrical issues to 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday morning. So you guys are done. And I texted you, by the way, never got a response.
Did you really? Because I didn't know about any of this stuff literally until I got up that morning.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I texted our group chat multiple times.
I promise you I didn't see any of this.
Well, unless you're sending a text about Trace Jackson Davis to the chat, I know it's been a little dormant lately. But first of all, Pasta, I need to bring you in because we were at the Giants game last night. Did you know that Pasta is a local celebrity now?
That's what I hear.
Pasta is quickly running up the ranks as most recognized figure at 95.7 The Game.
Then why not?
How does it feel?
So, just to clarify here, I wouldn't say I was recognized. I would say my hoodie was recognized. I was wearing the 95.7 The Game hoodie in the arcade at the ballpark and a Reardon hat. And a guy comes up to me and says, you got the whole Joe Shasky fit going on. Because Shasky's a Reardon grad. And I go, oh, yeah, haha. And I wasn't going to tell him that I worked here. And he looks at me for a few seconds and he goes, wait, do you work there? And I said, yes, I do. And he goes, oh, what's your name? And I go, well, they call me Pasta. And he's like, oh, Pasta, you've been in the mornings. And I was like, yep, that's me. And then Mark Grandy, producer extraordinaire, Warriors pre and post. He's standing next to me in this, and now he's like eyeing Grandy. Just like looking at him for a few minutes. And then finally he goes, you look familiar too. And then Grandy sticks out his hand and he goes, I'm Grandy.
We got to get that on a T-shirt.
He's got a first name.
He met producer Ken too. Vic in San Bruno, shout out, loyal listener, says he has the Odyssey app when he drives down to San Diego for work. So when he gets out of the area, he still is able to listen. So shout out to Vic. He said he's going to call in during the week.
Yeah, shout out to Vic. Not Wembenyama, but Big Vic in San Bruno.
By the way, if they're going to do any sort of emergency testing or testing on the electricity, whatever it is that they did last week, do that during the week. Do it during your show. During Shasky's show, the before mentioned. Not during my show. For crying out loud, I'm once a week. And for the sake of the people out there, don't take away from the kahuna. What the hell's the matter with you?
Well, at this point, it's 3 times a month. But also, too, Dan, and I should tell you this, Dibs came down your road this week, and that might have been why they shut us down last weekend. Because Dibs, I don't know what you did in the 1 or 2 shows that you guys have driven together before, but you really pissed him off. He took a couple shots at us.
Wow.
He said,
That's not very nice.
It was something about, you never know what happens like on the weekends. You never know what's going on there. And I said, I feel like this is more of a rift between you and Dan Devone. And he goes, oh yeah, F that guy.
Did he really?
No, I just threw that in there.
Oh, okay.
Bye, Felisa.
No, Dibs is a big Double D fan. Don't worry about it.
I like him. I like him a lot. Although I do give him a lot of grief, but he's good people.
Well, because I told him you came in the one day, I think it was during the wintertime, and you were just like, you know what? I think I'm picking a fight today.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't very nice.
Well, I think some days it's easy to fall in love with the kahuna. There's no doubt about it. But there's some days the fangs come out a little bit.
Yeah, that's not very nice. Especially, because Dibs is sort of an easy target. I find him as an easy target. But he's got...
There he goes again.
The thing about Dibs is that I can't really put a finger on him. Is he a city guy? Because that's where I begin and end. That's where all conversations
begin. He's from Marin. Yeah.
Is he, though? Because he's got serious city knowledge. He's lived in the city. He's lived in multiple places that I can identify with here in San Francisco, in the Richmond district, out of Richmond. But he's a Marin guy. He's sort of like Tupac, right? He grew up in the housing projects out in Marin.
I don't think he grew up in the housing projects. But, yeah, he grew up around. He's from Marin and then spent time in Oakland. I know he's been in the city. And now he's out in the East Bay still. But, all right.
Should we get off of the Dibs bio and get into something that people actually want to talk about?
Yeah, let's do it. You want to talk about pods?
Oh, God. So we got introduced last night, huh?
Well, the only reason he's top of mind is because he was at the Giants game yesterday. By the way, with Will Richard, who was like almost taking a back seat to pods. And so, Pasta, I actually didn't catch this. So I was sitting up, I was sitting in the, I think, was it the Alaska, the 200 section. So, thank you. I was sitting there with my buddy and his family. So his mom was in town. They live in Sacramento. My buddy's in town to get a dog, and he's going to fly back with the dog. Anyway, so
fly back to Sacramento?
No, he lives in Denver. So he's picking up the dog somewhere in Sacramento. But anytime he's in town, he's got to go check out the Giants. His mom's from New York City. She told me yesterday she grew up in Manhattan, and she's a big Mets fan. So they came down to the game last night. Me and my buddy are going again today. And we're sitting in the 200 section, and we see on the big screen, all right, please welcome Golden State Warriors, Will Richard. Please welcome Golden State Warriors guard, Brandin Podziemski. Boo.
Well, what is it? Why is he such a
kidding me?
Why? What is it?
I don't get it, man. And I don't even like the guy like that. But seriously, he's a player for the local team. We're going to boo him at a Giants game?
No, I don't go local team, root for the home team. I'm just curious, why is he such a lightning rod? Like, why is it that do you not like his game? Is it what it is that he said, that he's going to be better than Steph Curry? Is it the way he comports himself? What is it? Somebody needs to explain to me.
I think it's what he represents.
What does he represent?
Well, in a lot of people's minds, like I have a friend who, really good friend of mine. He's just out on him. Like, cannot stand him. Another one of my good buddies from high school, to him, Pods represents like this, all heart, all hustle, max out, doesn't have a ton of talent, try hard, blah, blah, blah. And to my other friend, he's like this, he's the representation or symbol of, I don't know, like a teacher's pet. Like, that's how my buddy feels about him. And there's no way that I can ever convince him that he's a good player and that he is just like a contributing member to a basketball team.
Yeah, he rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And I guess I just don't understand. And I get it. When I watch this game, it's ugly, man. I'll be the first to admit that, I don't know, put Tyrese Maxey on one end of the spectrum, and then there's Podziemski on the other. His jump shot is broke, but it's efficient. It's good from beyond three, man.
It goes in.
When he drives, he's all kneecaps and shoulders and hair flop. It's ugly. The dude is just, his game is ugly, but he's efficient and he makes winning basketball plays, I think, at the end of the day. But I get it, man. But I don't get the other stuff. Maybe because I just don't follow it closely enough.
Well, look, the team has been really bad. And I guess we buried the lead. Steph Curry's coming back tomorrow. That is official. Or at least he's expected to return. That's from Sham Sharani of ESPN. And so for people who are tired of watching the, Pods and Spencer and LJ Cryer show at the point guard position. Maybe Melton, you want to throw Richard in? I don't know. Don't worry. Steph's coming back, although I think it'll probably be around like 20 minutes. We can get into that in a little bit. But the reason why I kind of wanted to start here is because, again, me and Poster at the game last night, and I'm just...
Did you guys interact, by the way?
Who, me and Poster?
Yeah.
No, please.
You're still an underling. You're still a producer, even outside of the confines of 95.7 The Game.
I was with Grandy and Ken on the arcade, so we were in the commons section.
What's the arcade?
Evan was...
Yeah, you said that earlier. I didn't know what that meant.
The arcade is considered like the right field, like bricks, right above the bricks. We're probably about 10 feet to the right of the foul pole.
Are you going again today?
Yes.
I'll be in the bleachers today, so you can come slum with me.
I'll be in club level. You can't get to me.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Where?
Oh, I got tickets. I'm going not as media, but...
Gotham Club?
Club level, where you were sitting, second level.
Oh, those are nice, by the way.
Right in front of the broadcast booth.
Yeah, that's the best seat in the house. And not every ballpark does this, by the way, quickly as an aside. Not every ballpark has their broadcasters, and especially their media too, right behind home plate on a lower level. And the best seat in the house, if you ever want to sit at a classic ballpark and the broadcast booth is somewhere behind home, go sit right beneath the broadcast booth because there's a reason they put those guys there. When that ballpark was built in was it the late 90s?
Late 90s.
When that ballpark was built, when broadcasters were still obviously at the forefront and were big stars on the team, they made sure at every single old school ballpark to put them in a position where you can have the best view of the entire field because you obviously got to see the bullpens, so you need to be a little bit up higher. You have to be able to see down both foul lines. Is that still not the case? Not at every single place that's built. Sometimes,
Washington.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes they'll put them off to the side, like up a foul line. Sometimes they'll have them, and same for basketball too. Sometimes you're not center court.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to be low, but you have to have your full view, full vision of the field. And so, well done, Pasta. If you're in the 200 section, you're in the best seat in the house.
Is there a ticket for me today?
No.
There could be.
Really?
Wait, are you serious?
What are you offering?
Seriously, I got a barter for a ticket?
No, I'll get you a ticket if you want it.
Crying out loud.
Who got your tickets?
Who are you talking to?
I got tickets.
You bought them?
Yeah, for me.
Well, if you bought them,
Me and Adri are going, yeah.
Oh, no, well, then I'll take
you're taking Adri?
She's coming, yeah.
I thought this is a 95.7 The Game thing. So, yeah, no.
It's not.
If
it was, we would definitely ask you because we don't discriminate.
Okay, thank you.
Well, Dan Devon's a great third wheel. It'll be all right.
I don't discriminate versus anyone.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so we're at the game, and Pods pops up on the big screen because they're in town, and they play tomorrow against the Houston Rockets. Steph Curry's making his return. And he and Will Richard are sitting there, like behind first base dugout or something like that. Pods isn't even trying to bring attention to himself. He just kind of waves shyly. I'm here enjoying baseball. By the way, he used to play baseball in high school. Obviously, the White Shohei comments come back to him. But he gets booed. I'm just sitting here thinking, what is going on?
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, I can understand, when was the last time that you heard an athlete get booed?
I'm trying to think of
not at a game that they were playing in. I understand if you're playing poorly, you're getting blown out, there are going to be boo birds all over the place. But he's not even on the field.
That's fascinating. I'm trying to think of the last Golden State Warrior to get booed. And the closest is Lacob when he had to get introduced when they retired. What was it, Mullins jersey?
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen. Again, there's some players that I can understand if it was sort of a mild applause, or maybe Will Richard got more of sort of a better reception than that of Podziemski, but to outright boo the dude? Seriously, what's going on here, people? Talk to me about Podziemski. I know he pushes buttons, but really?
Well, so, and Pasta, because you were sitting in the press box yesterday?
Arcade.
Oh, sorry about that.
Makes it sound like you're 12 years old playing Pokemon.
Above the right field wall.
So how many boo birds did you hear when they threw them up on the big screen? And is that what originally drew your eye to the video board?
So we had actually gotten wind that the Warriors were at the game because Granny's mom sent him a text saying that they had showed him on the TV broadcast. So we figured it was a matter of time, and then they introduced Malik Mustafa from the 49ers. He got a big round of applause for like 25 seconds.
Yeah, that one honestly didn't make sense to me.
And then, they said, please give
everyone drunk at this thing like you?
Simmer.
They said, give a big Oracle Park welcome to Brandin Podziemski. And you didn't even hear Will Richards' name. That's how loud the boos were.
Oh, my God, man. I mean, like, again, I got buddies that are they're out on the guy. But to outright boo him at a Giants game, that just... Where are we at as a sports society?
Okay, here's my thing. I don't like him necessarily, to be honest with you. I don't like his game.
Well, you don't like a lot of people.
No, but I'm just saying, is he booable material? Like, Luka could be booable. Or...
Luka's done.
I know. Well, the hammy, he's out for...
He's out indefinitely.
But LeBron is booable.
Yeah.
But Podziemski, again.
But you're naming opponents. You're naming stars on other teams. You're naming guys that have come in and had big games against the Warriors. You're naming, for lack of a better term, the enemy. You know what I mean? Like, you're naming players that fan bases should not like for various reasons. Maybe you don't like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You think he's a grifter. I'm trying to think of somebody who's on the Cavs recently, but, they're all pretty likable. I think Mitchell's great. You're not going to boo Wemby because did you see what he did on Wednesday?
Yeah, 41.
In 28 and a half minutes?
He's your MVP.
I think so.
Yep.
Now,
I love the fact that he makes a case for himself. He goes on ESPN and says, yeah, I'm your MVP.
Yeah, I didn't really like that.
I dig it.
Like Draymond did that last year, basically putting together a DPOY campaign, and it fell short, but it got him onto I think it was first team all defense. Just let your game speak for itself, which, by the way, is what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander said, who might be the MVP.
He will be.
I'm not so sure. Wemby might catch him. Like, seriously, because I think that the way that he played against Golden State, and then, well, I guess it was the game before, because he had back-to-back career bests, 41 and 16 against the Bulls, 41 and 18 on Wednesday against the Warriors. He's playing like he wants to win the MVP. I'm not sure Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is, because he already has one.
Not to mention, that team has gone 28-2, I want to say, in their last 30 games.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And they're still trailing. They're still the number... Why are they the number one seed?
Dude,
Oklahoma never loses.
They played the next night in Los Angeles without Wemby, because he didn't play at the tail end of back-to-back.
Smoked them.
Steamrolled the Clippers. They're up 30 in the third quarter.
You know what I loved about that game against the Lakers, in which they won by 50, 51? Did you see when they were up by 50 what happened? They brought in Bronny.
The OKC game, you mean? Yeah,
OKC versus the Lakers.
Yeah.
Game's done. Bronny comes into the game. This is beautiful stuff. Oh, my God. I'm just saying, any of you that haven't seen it, that don't like Bronny, just go watch this thing. He comes up 3 consecutive times. He's playing the point, and he gets picked at midcourt. 3 times. 3 times he gets stripped.
Not 5, not 6, not 7.
That's good, Pasta.
They weren't even...
See, that's why you're recognizable, man. You're a star, bro. The minute you sign an autograph, that's when we've turned the corner.
All right, honestly, because I'm sure you have. I've done it a couple times, and I still don't know why. How many autographs, Pasta, have you signed?
Oh my God,
for your
it's the
fans?
end of the world.
I've never signed one. I've
Really?
been stopped and somebody's recognized me from Twitter and I've taken a picture, but I've never signed an autograph.
Okay.
I don't have an autograph.
When that day does arrive, what are you going to sign?
I have no idea.
It better be Pasta.
All right.
I don't think it would be possible, but I'm not. I
If
thought
you
you
go
meant.
full Steven Risotto.
I thought you meant what would you sign? What item? And I can't even imagine what item someone would have me sign.
I'm just saying, if it's a piece of paper, it's a program,
Like
whatever.
a baseball.
It's a picture of you.
It's just I signed the sweet spot of a baseball.
Absolutely.
But I just want to know, what's the moniker?
Dan, what's your best autograph story?
A-Rod asked for
I used to do a lot of those in Seattle. I can tell you my best. Podziemski being on the Jumbotron.
You got booed?
No, not a booed. Just the opposite. Oh,
Coldplay?
I probably was booed.
Simmer, Pasta.
Yeah, thank you.
Jesus.
So this is WWE.
The guy's getting out of hand here. I got to tell you.
Yeah, that's what happens, man. You ask for his autograph and suddenly you can't stop the guy. So 95,000. I probably, when I start rehashing stories, just cut me off. Cut my mic. And I know I've told this story. It sounds, now that I'm saying it out lout,
T
I'm
minus
"Oh, damn,
5.
I've already done this 10 times.
4,
So we're at WWE. This is not SummerSlam, but this is WrestleMania, right?
Was this the one at MetLife?
MetLife. So I had just started. And so they said, we want to welcome the newest member to the WWE broadcast team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dan Devone. And so they put me up on the jumbo screen, right? 95,000, because this is a community. And I'm the latest, and I'm standing right next to, what was Cole's first name? He's the voice of WWE. And they started, Dan Devone. Dan Devone. 95,000 strong, Pasta.
No drip?
Gandhi.
No drip at all?
I was like, I own the world. Dan Devone. And then, of course, it was hell out from that point forward, working for Vince McMahon. This is Dan Devone saying, so long, everybody.
That is pretty incredible. I don't know if, I'm trying to think of the largest audience that I've ever been in front of. It's probably like a few hundred. Where you're actually like the show.
Yeah, well, you just did. Who did you just speak to recently? Was that the St. Mary's?
Yeah, I emceed the St. Mary's baseball banquet. There's probably like 400 or 500 people in there. But more importantly, there was also like the president of the school and his wife who were there. So I think that was more pressure than anything else. It was like, oh, there's big boy in the house. But 95,000. I mean, do you even focus on the crowd at that point? Like, can you?
No. I mean, you're asking me, this was a long time ago, was I focused on the crowd? No, not. I mean, it's just so massive, man. It's intoxicating. You can understand whether we're talking about the current president of the United States, we don't want to go down that road, but you can understand the addiction to power. Like, just to have that for a fleeting moment, like, wow. Nothing can stop me, or I want more. I mean, it's like a drug. Like, just that brief little glimpse of everybody adorning you, even though it's all BS. It's just like, okay.
You think that's why they shut us down last week?
Why?
We were getting too powerful.
Maybe.
We're getting way too powerful.
I think so.
We well, you and I had a pop or two a couple weeks ago with Big Chick, with Carter, and I do feel like there was a little bit of juice in the house. You were talking to, I forget what his name was, but old school San Francisco cat.
Oh, God. How about Carter's buddies, man? Where do they find these two alcoholics?
Well, there's a bunch of degenerates is what they are. Like, you think that I'm bad.
These guys
think I'm bad.
These guys are like face planted at the bar. And Carter's like, hey, meet my good buddy here, Ralph. Ralph can't even physically put his hand in a position to shake mine.
He calls him Ralph because that's what he does every Saturday night. No, it's like 8:30 is the other thing too. It's not even that late in the night. You show up and you're dressed all nice and you're looking around. You're like, oh my God, talent. But then this guy Ralph walks over with his buddy, and the guy's everywhere. What does Kevin Harlan say? The guy is drunk.
Yeah.
Like the guy is drunk. Thank you, Pasta. Like, just all over the place. And I don't get down in the marina often, and this may be why, but there is so much just like of that energy at all times. And Carter's sitting here like, yeah, well,
What, sloppy energy? Just,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of that. A lot of slop.
I understand it from the 20-somethings, or even people my age.
This dude was like my age, and he was just done.
He was telling Andre Agassi's stories about he used to hit with, I don't know, he belonged to some club, and he was telling me stories about hitting tennis balls with Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi. And he started doing like his backhand and like in the middle of the bar. He started showing me he was going back and forth, taking up space in the bar. And then this, 20-something-year-old woman walks by, and she just, like, is looking at him. She might have been booing him like Pods last night. It was unbelievable.
And just when this guy, he's literally like a seeing eye dog. He's like Popeye. He's looking out of one eye. He was absolutely done. And then for some reason, he says, buy me a beer, I'm going to crush it. Carter doesn't hesitate, says, here's your beer, don't disappoint. We're all standing around like, this is the last thing this guy needs to do.
It's his party trick.
So he tries to shoot this beer, and he drinks like a quarter of it. And Carter looks at him and goes, that's the weakest display I've ever seen. I'm embarrassed that you're my friend right now. I'm like, well, what are we doing here? Why are we even feeding this guy a beer a pound right now?
And then he walks out. I was like, all right, buddy, have a good night. He goes, oh, don't worry, I live around the block. It's like all those guys just congregate in this church of degeneracy every Saturday.
I look up, he's talking to a woman a quarter his age who was somewhat attractive. Like, I could not figure out the entire scenario.
Oh, I think she was trouble, too. I think she lived around the corner. I don't know. She had a dog who was named after the bar. Like, it was...
Where the hell were we?
So, see, this doesn't happen at La Rocca's.
Oh, man.
A classy bar, classy institution.
Oh, yeah. No, for all who are listening down to La Rocca's, we absolutely love you. And don't worry, Dan Devone has turned me around 180. Pasta, please work on that live show, by the way. All right. 888-957-9570.
For this segment.
Why was Pods booed last night at Oracle? Seriously, can someone help me?
Well, why do you hate Pods? How's that? Tell us.
Well, I don't want to throw that out there.
Pods can dunk.
This isn't a hate Pod show. Steph Curry is making his return, by the way, to the basketball court. Expected to play tomorrow.
Oh, I got things to say about Steph today.
Oh, Jesus. Dude, they just knocked us off for a week. You want to get us run a second time?
I'm sorry, man.
It's
not going to be good.
It just turned to April. Actually, I do have a slight report on what he looked like.
Have you seen him? Have you been out there?
Pregame, yeah. He's only done like warm-ups and stuff.
Yeah.
But that was a big development is on Wednesday. And then Thursday, those are the first two times that he had been on the court warming up before the game since he went down on January 30th.
Well, it's not how he looks while he's warming up. It's the day after. Whether the knee is okay, right?
Yes, and that's why he was he scrimmaged, did 5-on-5. I believe it was Thursday, and so he reacted well. Friday was when the Shams Charania report came down, so Steph's coming back against the Houston Rockets. 5 games left. Steph hopefully going to play in 4 of them. I'd expect him to not play in the back-to-back or both ends of the back-to-back Thursday, Friday. But again, Pods is booed at Oracle last night. What are we doing? What are we talking about? 888-957-9570. Warriors this week. Dan Devone, Evan Giddings, back after this.
Hey, it's Willard and Dibs for Safeway. Enjoy these amazing deals for members. And as always, save up to 20% weekly on hundreds of exclusive offers from Safeway. Just clip the highlighted deals from the weekly mailer or click the deals in the For You section of the Safeway app to breeze through checkout. Signature Select Classic Ham, shank, half, or whole, bone in, just 89 cents per pound while supplies last. Limit one item, but no more limiting Dibs because he wants to talk about vegetables.
And green asparagus is just $1.99 per pound. And for just 3 days, starting Friday, April 3rd through Sunday, April 5th, USDA Choice Beef Bone-In Ribeye Steak Mega Packs, just $7.99 per pound while supplies last. Limit 2 packages, as well as 2 pounds of Cuties mandarins for just $1.99 each. Limit 2. They're so cute.
I do like hearing you say cuties. Okay, these and other great deals are available on the weekly mailer and the For You section of the Safeway app. Go to Safeway.com for more details, and we will see you in the aisles.
All right, I need avocados, bananas, salad, steak.
Wow, does your grocery list have multiple pages?
No, but I skipped lunch, so now it's like my stomach is doing the grocery shopping. And besides, I'm earning cash back with Upside.
Upside? What's that?
Hold up, you haven't heard of it? Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you shop at gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants. And they added Lucky and Food Max stores, so we're pretty much covered wherever we go.
All those stores?
Yep, so not only are we getting a great deal on groceries, now we can earn cash back as well.
Okay, downloading Upside. Now let me copy your grocery list.
Great news! Lucky and Food Max are now on Upside. Download the Upside app and use the promo code SAVE9 to earn a 10% cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. That's promo code SAVE9 for a 10% cashback bonus. Use promo code SAVE9.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to Upside.com for terms and conditions.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now it's your last chance on select Sleep Number mattresses. Take 30 to 40% off top-rated beds. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. Oh!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still. You're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
March matchups are down to 4. Trade the tournament with Kelsey. Arizona and Michigan are trading at 34% to cut down the nets. A $100 trade pays out $273 if either one wins it all. Download the Kelsey app. Use code FAN to get $10 when you trade 10. Kelsey, trade on anything.
Pros, just because something on the job runs out doesn't mean you have to. Order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Get the fasteners, hardware, or tools you need to keep the job moving. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered right to your job site by 8 p.m. Members get more at Lowe's. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to availability. Restrictions and terms at Lowe's.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
No one likes having to choose. That's why with America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds. Like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid with America's best warranty. Or the stylish yet capable Santa Fe Hybrid with power to navigate the toughest terrain. It's like having your cake and eating it too. You know, if you could drive a cake. Hybrids from Hyundai. It's the best of both worlds. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Don't miss Weezer and their The Gathering Tour at Chase Center on September 9th with the Shins and Silver Sun pickups. Buy tickets at LiveNation.com. And for a chance to win your way into the show, courtesy of Live Nation, visit the contest page at 957thegame.com.
Looking to make your voice heard? Join History San Jose for our Imagining Sessions on April 18th and 21st at History Park. We're inviting the community to help reimagine programs, events, accessibility, and engagement so History Park can better serve you. Be part of the conversation and help bring our shared history to life in new and exciting ways. Space is limited, so reserve your spot today at historysanjose.org. History San Jose, where the past connects us and your voice shapes what's next.
Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. You know that song, Dan? We're on.
I thought that was actually something that he was playing from a previous show.
No, it's...
no, I don't.
J. Cole. Oh. I like this beat a lot. I like it. I like it more than the Giants fans like Pods last night, I can tell you that.
Still a European, man.
So, there was something during the commercial break. Oh, I remembered. You were almost on Best Damn Sports Show, period?
Yes. I flew down there for an interview.
What sports show haven't you interviewed for?
I thought I had that locked up, man.
And then Chris Rose came on in.
Because my style at the time was just sort of irreverent, kind of like now, just sort of loud and like I was a little nuts. And I remember that my agent at the time said they're starting this show out in Los Angeles. And I was just under contract out in Seattle. And when I flew out there for it, I don't know if Tom Arnold was part of the audition. I don't think he was. I remember Deacon Jones. I remember John Sally was the basketball guy. Who was the football guy? Was Deacon Jones, and there was maybe it was John Crook. But there was just low energy, I remember, at the time. And I remember the audition didn't go very well. But I remember them saying, or at least my agent said, you went from, you're in the top 6 to it's coming down to you and somebody else. And I didn't know who the other person was.
John Sally.
And Rose obviously got what was Rose doing at the time?
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I was a little young for Best Damn Sports Show.
It was early, man.
I'm familiar with the show and everyone on it, but I never really watched it.
There was no rules. It was awesome, man. But Rose, I want to say, was, God, I don't even know what he was doing at the time.
I mean, I'm assuming he was in television.
He was, because he interned with a buddy of mine out at CNN. I know that he did that. And then he was somewhere. Anyways. But that was a long, long time ago. And it was one of those things that, honestly, in the back of my mind, because I had a really sweet gig in Seattle. I did one show a day. It was at 10 o'clock. Everybody watched, and I had my own show on Sundays, which was a half hour. I would roll out of bed at like noon. I had the whole city to myself because everyone was at work. I'd run all my errands, and I'd show up at work at 4, whatever. It was great. And then I was thinking to myself, all right. And remember, my agent's like, you just got to be careful. Is that if you get out of your contract in Seattle and you go do this, remember, it's almost like shooting a pilot. This is not like you're going to another local gig where you're the main anchor in another market and you're signing a contract. You're going to sign a contract, but this show could be done in 4 to 6 months. And then it had a shelf life of over 10 years, I want to say.
Yeah, I was going to say it was on for a long time.
Yeah, but there were no guarantees. When you're doing something like that, it's like, seriously, it's like real television. You're shooting a pilot, and there are no guarantees you're going to get picked up.
I mean, I think that a lot of shows that's like no one knows about the shelf life. Like there's this show. What's the one on FS1 with Broussard, Wilds, and Wright?
Yeah,
Nick Wright.
It's a good show.
First things first.
Yeah.
I didn't think that show was going to take off or go anywhere, and now I like that show more than First Take.
Yeah.
And I think First Take technically is the number 1 rated, debate sports show. But First Things First is winning Emmys, and those guys are pretty much solidified at this point. But there used to be a kind of a rotating cast of characters. But now it's like that's almost Fox's sports show. And it used to be all about Skip Bayless
Colin
and
Cowherd.
Shannon Sharp and Colin Cowherd. And I know they still all, in some capacity, are working in different mediums, Skip and Shannon for different entities, but Cowherd's still there, and it's all about the young guys.
Yeah, and I want to say that show undertook some changes to get where they are now. They used to have, I believe, a woman who would sort of like play traffic cop and moderate the whole thing.
Yeah, like a Molly Karam, so to speak. Yeah,
but it's a good show. No, are you
Absolutely.
a Nick Wright guy?
I like him. Yeah. I think
he's a funky looking dude for television.
he is kind of weird
like a
looking.
French artist.
Well, he's Italian, I think. But
what does that mean? Was that a shot at us, Pasta?
He's an Italian.
Well, you said he was French.
Oh,
I think he's Italian. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. But I think that his commentary
Wright doesn't sound Italian.
His social commentary, I think, is probably more down my lane. Like I don't really watch the show a ton. My favorite character on that, not character. My favorite host on that show would be Wilds, like the actual, the guy who tries to be the host. I think he's pretty affable.
He was a producer at ESPN, no?
Yeah, he used to produce. I know for sure he used to produce Jamel Hill and Michael Smith's show, His and Hers, I think it was called, and then or Numbers Never Lie before that. But he was a producer on that show because Michael Smith had some stories about Wilds when he was a producer. And he's kind of like a cutthroat guy behind the scenes. But on the air, he's just
I'm not a big
really
Broussard
laughable.
guy. Broussard's good in that environment, but Broussard by himself. Have you ever heard him on his podcast say the name LeBron James? LeBron James. He cannot say LeBron. It's LeBron. He just elongates that vowel. And LeBron James. It's getting annoying, I know. But
I like Brew.
Really?
Well, him with Rob Parker, like if you ever listen to those two guys on the radio together, those guys are really good.
I like Rob Parker. He's a grumpy old man like me.
I met him on opening day.
Wait, what?
Rob Parker, Giants, Yankees, Netflix on opening day on Wednesday. I met him.
Where'd you meet him? Down on the field?
He was on the field. He was talking to, you're going to laugh at this. He was talking to Tim Kawakami and one Sam Lubman. Sam was like, this is one of the producers, Steven Pasta.
Why'd you have to throw that in there, man? Just a wrinkle.
And he's a nice guy.
He's fantastic. He
does not like the Warriors.
Well, and I think that's why in the Bay Area, someone like him, someone like Nick Wright, those guys get a lot of flack thrown their way. Not more than Brandin Podziemski, but they get a lot of flack thrown their way because they have, negative takes about Golden State and
Brock Purdy.
Yeah, and like in the past, they don't like Bay Area guys. I think Rob Parker's famous for the Gamote, called Steph the Gamote, the greatest mirage of all time, which, by the way, is you may not like the take, and I think it's obviously stupid, but and incorrect, factually incorrect, but it's pretty funny. Like that's one of those where you got to tip your cap a little bit. But Rob is
do they still have their podcast? They still do it?
Rob Parker's still on the radio. I don't think Broussard is still with the Odd Couple.
He doesn't do it with him. Yeah.
No, I think
Rob Parker's got a new host. Yeah.
Solely focused on television. But Rob, you can still hear him on Fox Sports Radio. Yeah. Keep locked right here, 957 The Game. But he's been a mentor to a lot of people throughout the years. And a buddy that I went to high school with. Well, I wouldn't call him a friend. I wouldn't want to take that liberty. But a guy that I know and went to high school with. He's now the beat writer for The Athletic for the Detroit Pistons. And when I met Rob at the Super Bowl, or Super Bowl Radio Row, I was like, hey, do you by chance know this guy, Hunter Patterson? I went to high school, and they say, oh, yeah. Take a picture, send it to Hunter, and tell him I say hello. Like, I feel like that's the kind of guy that he is. And it's fortunate because in media, you never really know how people are. Like, people see you, Dan Devone, on radio, or they've seen you on television in Seattle. But if they really met you, not to say that they don't like you, but if they didn't, they would, because you're a really nice, easygoing guy. I feel like that's the same for a couple of these dudes in media where, Warriors fans or Niners fans, they hear this stuff and they don't like it. But if they actually ran into some of these people, they're very approachable and they're really nice. Some of them aren't.
Not all of them.
I would say but it's like the lunatic fringe of fans. Like there's a 5% group of fans that are the loudest and the craziest and try to speak for the entire fan base.
Yeah.
I kind of think it's the same way with media members.
You know who I don't like is Grant Hill. I saw him at an Equinox, and he was just...
At a gym, you mean?
Very short. And the worst was Chris...
Well, he's actually really tall.
Berman. Chris Berman was...
I've heard some stuff.
I tried to get him on my show once, and I remember he snapped at me. He's like, will you stop? I'm in Seattle for 2 days. I don't want to do your show. And I felt like saying, listen, you sloppy SOB.
Excuse me? You cursed out Chris Berman?
No, I didn't. I was kissing his butt. That was the problem.
Have you ever had before we get back into the Warriors at some point here, have you ever had a professional beef?
No.
With another sports person, radio, TV, whatever?
No. You know why? Because everybody takes themselves way too seriously at this stuff. And I never did. I really never did. That was always, if I had interns, I would say, listen, don't be that person. But there were some people that are just like, they get so competitive and I'm better than this guy and I don't want this guy in my... I was like, no, man. It's like, just be thankful we're doing what we're doing. We're talking sports and getting paid for it. Are you kidding me? We're laughing at the world.
Until someone goes on radio and says, hey, bleep Dan Devone.
Oh, you mean beef with somebody?
Yeah, like you don't like him. You just like every time you see him, it's kind of awkward.
A coworker? Or
no, I mean just like
within
someone in the sports medium or the sports media business.
Yeah, the SID or I guess he's the SID.
You don't have to call him out
for the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me about this guy,
and he had a cameo on Larry David's show on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
He had a cameo.
It was one of the, how Larry David belonged to that golf club out in Los Angeles, and it was one of those that was focused on golf, and he had actually a line in Larry David's in Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it ruined the entire show for me. Just not a good person, man. He went out of his way to make my life miserable, but that's fine.
Yeah, see, I don't think I'm not obviously big enough to have anything like that. There have been a few people that I've been rude to, but I've always tried to make it up. Now, whether someone actually accepts my apology is up to them, but there was a time during Super Bowl week, excuse me, when we were out, I think it was the Thursday or Friday night before the Super Bowl. And this was in 2023 when the Niners were there. And, going out, people are around. I think it was at the Luxor, which not a fan of that place. But we were there at the bar.
Luxor, the pyramid?
Yeah. Little, I'm out on it. But there were people congregating around the bar. And a few people I had, just met for the first time, introduced myself. And I'm not naturally testy. But after having a few, we're talking about, it was about sports or something. And this guy starts acting like he knows everything about, the NFL and what direction this team's going in, and Kyle Shanahan's this and Kyle Shanahan's that. And so I naturally start to just kind of prod him or challenge him to the point where he gets frustrated, he gets a little agitated, and he ends up walking off because and then I started acting like I didn't know who it was, which kind of pissed him off because it was just a gesture of like, dude, we're all here trying to have a good time. This isn't a place for you to hold court, and who you are really means nothing to anybody here. Anyways, I saw him later afterwards, and I immediately went up and I apologized to him. I said, dude, I was being an ass. That was rude of me. I had a few. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to try to embarrass you, and I apologize. Now, that person I don't think has forgiven me because I've seen them multiple times, and there's always like this kind of eerie awkwardness between us.
Who is it?
I don't want to call him out.
Why not?
Why? Because
that's what we do here.
I feel bad about it.
All right, you tell me and I'll call him out.
No, I'll tell you during the break. How about that? Brandin Podziemski.
Wait, last one. You know who used to have a lot of those sort of run-ins was the cast of The Sopranos, because they used to do a lot of PR and they'd always be out. And I'd always hear like Michael Imperoli, who played Christopher Moltisanti. Are you a Soprano guy? You're probably not. But The Sopranos, obviously, this Jersey Italian. So people would always come up to him and say, hey, I could do this. Come on, I'm from Jersey. I'm going to die. I can do this. You got to get anywhere I can get a role. I can do this, man. Hey, man, I know I can talk like you guys. And I remember there was a story where Michael Imperoli just went off on this fan. Just went off. And like, you know how many years I've been acting? You know how long it's taken me to get here? You just think you're going to walk into the cast of the #1 show on HBO? Sorry. Shout out Sopranos.
There you go. No, I was just reading the Boxer and Gerson work injury attorneys text line. Someone was asking for the 510, our guy Zucci Mane. Are you going to the live Bill Simmons podcast next week?
Oh, I love Bill Simmons. Where's that? Oh, is he doing one of those here for the Warriors?
Is he? Is he coming here, Pasta? Do we know?
I'll double check.
Okay. If so, that'd be pretty cool.
Who's he coming with?
You and I could pull up.
I would go to that.
Yeah, I like Bill Simmons. Bill Simmons is one of those guys that...
Brilliant. He's a genius.
I don't know if I'd say genius.
Oh, he's a genius.
But he's absolutely...
What he did starting 30
a
for
founding
30.
father of the way sports media now is done.
Definition of genius to me. I mean, when you have the foresight to do what it is that he did, and where he's at right, the guy's a billionaire, man.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's amazing.
Well, his first name is Bill, but...
Yeah. You know what's interesting you were talking about? Just I promise.
By the way, he's a better writer than he is podcaster.
You know when you
have you read any of his stuff back in like on ESPN, ESPN2, I think was the website?
You know, you said Nick Wright's Italian. I'm like, well, Wright's not an Italian last name. It just got me to think, I just read the other day, this is in the UK in the 1500s. Everybody went by a first name. And then because of tax purposes, they said, hey, this is too confusing. We need to create a last name. So a lot of people at the time just made up their last names. And a lot of the times it was just what it is that they did for a living. Smith, like there were a lot of blacksmith, there were bakers. So it's sort of interesting as to how these last names, these common last names, or their favorite color, brown, that's how these things sort of originated. It's your nugget for the day.
So when did you change your name to Dan Devone?
No, that's Devone is, doesn't follow along. We're not, part of the boring UK English crowd. We're Italian paisan. There's a meaning behind our last name.
Did you ever think about taking is it a pseudonym? Like a stage name, essentially?
No.
I think pseudonym's
what do they
wrong.
need to do with Dan Devone? That sort of has a...
Well, yeah, it's strong. There's no doubt. But
My middle name's O'Brien, so family calls me Obi.
Well, you could be Dan O'Brien. I think that's pretty strong. You could have just taken that name.
Former Olympiad, Dan O'Brien. Way back in the day.
Good knowledge. 925 is saying Bill Simmons is not close to being a billionaire. I mean, that's a lot of money, man.
Okay, not a billionaire, but he's okay, what did he sell?
He might have a billion fans.
What did he sell to? What he sold? Is it the Ringer or what was before the Grantland? What did he sell that to Spotify for? It was.
Well, dude, he has a deal with Netflix now. I mean, they have live podcasts on Netflix.
He's over 400 million, 500 million. He's on his way.
No, as far as sports media figures go, there probably aren't a ton that have a net worth more than Bill Simmons. I would venture to guess.
But when he goes on the road and does those shows at specific basketball cities, they're really entertaining. And he usually will bring on, and it's sort of a surprise, but I guarantee you Steph Curry will be there or will make a cameo.
You think so?
Oh, they always do. Everywhere he goes, someone will walk on stage and everyone goes nuts.
See, I don't know if Steph Curry would be there, but
Draymond
would guarantee Draymond Green. That'd be my bet.
Yeah.
That would be my bet.
Is he doing it with Zach Lowe? It's usually who he does it with. Or Zach Lowe does his own, actually.
Zach Lowe has his own podcast. It's under the Ringer umbrella.
Yeah, that's why they do it as a tandem sometimes. But Zach actually travels on his own now.
Yeah, like the NBA show is Zach Lowe. I haven't listened a lot lately. When he was with ESPN, that was my favorite NBA podcast.
He'll probably do it with Russillo. Those two do a lot of...
Russillo's with Barstool now. He's not with the Ringer anymore. Yeah.
And when this happen?
This was...
recent, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it was within the past year. I think that was kind of the assumption that once Zach Lowe came in, it was kind of bumping Russillo out. And like Russillo talks about a lot more than just basketball, and I really like Russillo.
So Russillo, I was in Manhattan Beach. I may have told you this. And Manhattan Beach, it's that affluent community, literally beachfront. You feel like you're on a Hollywood set. Like, do people really live here, get up, and it's 75 degrees every day, and the ocean's right in front of you, and this beautiful little community. And the houses get even that much more expensive and that much more amazing the closer you get to the water. So you know who's right literally on the boardwalk, and it's like this amazing house, and my buddy goes, you know who owns that? That's Ryan Russillo's house. I'm like, that's podcast money? You can't believe it. It's this mansion right on the beach. Manhattan Beach, we're talking. Beachfront property, all from a dude who podcasts.
You want to start a podcast?
I'm telling you, man. I think we're a little late, but...
By the way, Pasta, so Bill Simmons is in the Bay Area this week, and it's where?
April 8th, 8 p.m. at Tony Remby Theater at the American Conservatory. And that is on Geary Street. And it's going to be a 90-minute show.
Oh, so this isn't sports related. He's going to be talking about...
It's the Rewatchables. It's the film podcast from The Ringer.
That's actually really entertaining as well.
So I do like it.
Yeah, it's going to be Bill Simmons along with Chris Ryan, Van Lathan, Mallory Rubin, and it's going to be a 90-minute show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the other day he was talking about the worst sports movies, and it was hilarious.
I have a couple... I don't know if I want to go down that road yet.
No, let's get into Podziemski.
Well,
Speaking of rewatchable.
I thought you wanted to go after Curry.
Well, I need to ease into that.
I got you. Well, all right, here's a little PSA.
Just went through another block and
for all the Brandin Podziemski haters at Oracle last night, shame on you. Seriously. You booed a guy. All he's done is play every game this year. All he's done is work as hard as possible. And while he's not the greatest player, while his game might be infuriating at times, while his lowlights might be extremely low, and his highlights ain't that high, you cannot boo Brandin Podziemski at Oracle. Seriously, everyone who did that last night, take a hike. What is so polarizing about this guy to the point that when he pops up on the big screen, with Will Richard, by the way, you give cheers to Will Richard and you jeer Brandin. That makes no sense to me. This guy is, again, he's not a future all-star to me. I'm not the biggest fan of his game, but I can respect what he's done in his career, and especially this season during a time in which the Warriors have had virtually No point of their season have they had 100% health. It feels like this season. And Pods is one of the few guys that has actually been on the court and busting his ass every single day. And that I can respect. And that, in and of itself, is why you cannot boo him. To me, that last night was that was disrespectful.
Maybe, but I don't think you can ever say to fans you can't boo anybody.
He's not in the game, Dan.
No, I get it. I'm just saying.
He's not playing.
But I don't understand it, but I think one of the last impactful things that fans actually can do is to boo whoever the hell it is that they want, whether it makes sense to us or not. Look at teams go on strike, leagues go on strike, and fans get screwed. If you want to boo, boo. I mean, again, maybe I don't agree with it, but I would not take away the right of people to do what it is that they want to do. If you want to boo Joe Lacob after he traded for Andrew Bogut, do you, man? Again, a lot of this stuff maybe I don't understand, but I would never take away anyone's right to boo. Boo the hell out of whoever it is that you want. I mean, if that's where the fans are at, if anything, it should be a wake-up call to Podziemski like, man, maybe I am doing something wrong. Because how did that happen? I think booing is one of the last bastions, one of the last tools that fans still have, and I wouldn't take it away from them.
No, I'm not. You can boo who you want, but it doesn't mean it's right.
No, I'm with you there, but
Brandin Podziemski
they booed Jerry Krause, and it was his funeral, essentially.
Yeah, and was that right?
No, it wasn't right.
That was wrong. Like, those people should be ashamed. You booed a dead man.
I shouldn't be laughing, but it's Chicago, and if you want to boo, then have another beer and boo. I just would not take that right away from you. I get it.
Well, I'm not taking a right. You can boo whoever you want, but I can come after you for it. You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
That's you're right.
There are some athletes, I don't, like, I'm not against booing. I think there was a couple of years ago, the Warriors had back-to-back 40-point blowouts at home. It was the game where Klay Thompson said, like, why should I care about the fans, blah, blah, blah. I don't mind boos. Sometimes there are people who deserve to be booed. A guy who ain't playing in a game does not deserve to be booed unless he's actually done something that's, was wrong. But
if we ever turn into that city where we just root for the home team, and I mean, I don't want to be Oklahoma. This isn't, every city has got a little edge to them, and it doesn't make sense to who they boo, but I'd rather be in that city than living in a place where everybody's just saying, support him. Yay, go team. Sometimes you got to say screw you. Sometimes you got to say screw you and it doesn't make sense.
And that we can discuss on the other side on Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Granger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Too many families face a widening gap between what they can afford and what they need to thrive. More than half of families in the U.S. today are one paycheck away from financial crisis. At Good360, we deliver hope when families need it most, providing essentials like clothing, hygiene items, and household goods. Put help within reach. Learn more at good360.org.
Hey, Bay Area, it's Guru. You know what's really bugging you? It's not your fantasy team or the refs. It's the bugs in your house. Ants stealing snacks, spiders showing up uninvited. That's when you head straight to AtcoPest.com. Atco Pest Control has been handling Bay Area pest problems safely and naturally for over 40 years, protecting your family and your pets without breaking the bank. Get the details now at AtcoPest.com. ATCO Pest.com. Atco's got you covered.
Powerful doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. So the moment Total Wireless offers a free Samsung S25 FE with Galaxy AI, when you switch to Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan, you take the network as powerful as you, with unlimited 5G data that won't slow you down. Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires new activation on a Total 5G unlimited 3-month plan or higher. External port in and ID verification. Available only in Total Wireless stores. Limit to 4 devices per account.
SpongeBob and Patrick dive into the deepest, darkest depths of the underworld where no sponge has gone before. The SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, is now available on DVD, Blu-ray, and digital. For a chance to win a copy, courtesy of Map 360 Collective, visit 957thegame.com.
Yeah, Dan Dibley here for Fremont Bank, which, as you know by now, it's my bank, and it has been for more than 6 years. And I love this bank because it's a family-owned bank with a family-owned feel. They started back in 1964, and when they did that, it was just one branch, but now they have 21 branches. So if you go around in your Bay Area, you're going to find a Fremont Bank branch, and you're going to see it, and you're going to think, you know what? I want that full-service banking with no compromises, and you should. It's not a big box bank. It's a good local bank, and when you deposit your money with Fremont Bank, they reinvest it locally into businesses, philanthropy, home ownership, all the good stuff that makes our Bay Area the best area in all of the country. And that's why you should be a Fremont Bank customer. The money stays here. It's local. It's not a big box bank. It's a good, solid local bank. And we talk about Fremont Bank, and you know that they're here for you and here for good.
Ready to celebrate? Hop into Easter festivities with everything you need at Target. First, get ready for your special occasion with 25% off stylish looks. With spring vibes, vibrant colors, and fresh florals, you'll find outfits that match everyone's style. Then, fill up their baskets with endless joy. From select Easter plushies to fun toys they'll love at 20% off. Don't miss out. Make this Easter unforgettable at Target.
The legendary band Deep Purple are hitting the road this summer with special guests Kansas and Jefferson Starship. They'll be rocking Shoreline Amphitheater on September 5th. For more info and a chance to score tickets courtesy of Live Nation, visit the contest page at 957thegame.com.
Ready to celebrate? Hop into Easter festivities with everything you need at Target. First, get ready for your special occasion with 25% off stylish looks. With spring vibes, vibrant colors, and fresh florals, you'll find outfits that match everyone's style. Then, fill up their baskets with endless joy. From select Easter plushies to fun toys they'll love at 20% off. Don't miss out. Make this Easter unforgettable at Target.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM in HD1 San Francisco on Odyssey Sports Station. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube. Powered by First NorCal Credit Union.
Wow, dude.
Wow. Wow.
Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
Yeah, we got into a fight during the commercial break. Oh, yeah? What was that? Oh, yeah? Yeah, Dan hit me, everyone. I got a nosebleed.
Pasta.
That's true. If there's anybody who should be mad at me, it's probably Pasta. Making him work real hard back there.
Are you really going to do a segment with that thing up your schnoz?
Well, you want me to take it out and start leaking all over the place?
I'd rather you do that than me have to look at this.
You don't like looking at me? All right, man. Just give me a couple minutes, dude. It's leaking. It's not my fault.
What did you do last night?
Well, what I did last night has nothing to do with a nosebleed. It's what I did the last couple minutes, apparently. It just started. It's like a faucet right now.
You know what they used to say? Like
what?
When if you were a recruit, now go ahead. I was going down a road I didn't need to.
What were you about to say?
I don't know, but you know what I was about to say? I lost my complete train of thought because when I look at you with that huge booger coming out of your nose, I'm just
it's not a booger. It's a piece of paper.
There's somebody wandering the halls here.
You got to lock in. By the way, people are with you. No, people are absolutely with you. 888-957-9570 is the number. Talking a little bit about athletes being booed. Brandin Podziemski booed last night at Oracle. Right, wrong, fair, foul, that kind of stuff. This is from the 408. Dan is correct. Media members or team surrogates cannot dictate who fans cheer or boo. It goes with fandom, which is often based on intangibles. Pods had the opportunity to walk back some of his delusional comments, but he mostly chose not to. Not a very figure. I don't know about the last part, but I think most of it kind of aligns with what you're talking about. As fans, this is from the 707, we can boo whoever we want. That's true. And I'm allowed to critique it. And someone who would like to take us through the history of athletes being booed, an encyclopedia, our local expert on all things Bay Area sports related, Scott in Berkeley. Scott, what's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, good morning, fellas. How you doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
Well, I guess I'm kind of like gearing up for figuring out what's going to happen, starting April 18th. But when we talk about athletes getting booed, the Bay Area has one notorious athlete that I think of back from, I guess, the late 70s and the early 80s. The Giants had a shortstop named Johnny LeMaster. Couldn't hit his way out of a paper bag, was a mediocre shortstop. And at Candlestick, he used to get roasted like every night, just automatically booed. He came up to the plate, he got booed. Anything he fielded, he got booed. It got to the point where he actually replaced the nameplate on the back of his jersey with, he took LeMaster off, and he literally had boo put on the back of it. So, it's been a case. I look at pods, and, the organization has had a pretty good history with left-handed players. You think of Mully, you think of Marcelonis, and of course I'm old enough when I was living overseas and I'd watch European basketball on weekends. I saw the young Manu Ginobili. And, he's just, it's irritating because he's just not fitting into that class. The guy goes hard. I think he's loyal to the team and everything else, but would he be starting anyplace else? No. Would he be coming off the bench and contributing? Yeah. But this is kind of where the Warriors are at right now. And especially, they're facing a situation where I think they're about to lose 200 games to injuries this year. And that scares me. And this is why I'm kind of a little leery about Steph coming back because, what was it? I think in 84-85, the Knicks lost like 240 to the starters. And that was the year Bernard King led the NBA in scoring. And of course, Bernard played 110% every night. And with about 10 days left in the season, he was coming down the left side for the Knicks. And
hey, Scotty, was he a Terp?
No, Albert was
Albert. That's right. Knew one of the King brothers. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
Right. No, that's okay because Albert was the elegant one. Bernard was the one who the last 5 minutes of the game he looked like he wanted to kill everybody. So Bernard was coming down the left side the way he used to when he was with the Warriors for the couple of years. And his right knee triple crowned, the ACL, the MCL, and the PCL. So it's kind of like me being me. I'm kind of thinking that's why I don't want Steph going out on the floor again because when you've had the injuries that they've had this year, it's like no, and then you're just thinking I don't even want to take that chance. And again, it's the idea injuries happen when they happen, and I get that, but I just don't want to take that chance. It's really just not my. I don't want to see that because if it happens, everybody, you're going to have a fan base that says, "Well, you never should have come back anyway," and everything else. And I just, take the 10th spot, have it happen. What was it? Simmons on his podcast this week, he was talking about the Warriors are probably the Warriors are probably set up to get the one because they've tried to do everything they can to stay in competition, but they haven't been able to. So, the league may, finagle things, but I just don't, this season it's what it is. You deal with it. You try to get that. You try to figure out what's going to happen next year. And again, I know last week Guru was talking about trading the pick if it's the 3.
I got you, Scotty. Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate you, Scott.
It's a good segue for me to go off.
What, on Bernard King?
Everything.
All right. What do you want to do?
Whenever you're ready.
Who do you want to rip? Well, you're drinking a cup with Mark Grandy's face on it right now. Or drinking from a cup, which, by the way, precedes our knockout tournament as the reigning 2-time champ Mark Grandy is. You going to be there on Monday?
I unfortunately will not.
In New York?
Yeah. So, unfortunately, Grandy's position is safe for another year unless, one of you coconuts knocks him off.
Well, I can't play. I got this plantar fasciitis thing, so.
And you got something sticking out of your nose. You're disqualified.
Well, I have a nosebleed. For everyone who's wondering what the hell is sticking out of my nose, it's a paper towel.
Okay, so are you ready? Gather around, boys and girls. Here we go. Are you ready? 95-7 the game.
Yep.
I know what's going to happen, okay?
I think we all know.
Is that everybody they're going to go off to the sunset. They're going to play this last year. They're going to try and go get somebody. But you know how I feel about this, right? I don't need to reiterate this, but I will. You know how I feel about this, that we should have hit reset a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Listen, I'm just going to lay it out. I know I'm just that one guy here at 95-7 the game, but gather around and listen. You do not want to play Steph. And the reason why you don't want to play Steph is because you don't want anything to do with beating either Portland or the Los Angeles Clippers. What have we been reduced to, Warrior fans? The play-in, is that where we're at now? Really?
Well, it's where you were last year, too.
I understand. But that's enough of this. It's enough. Well, so what? We beat the Clippers and maybe we play Portland. And if we win those two, we get
OKC.
We get 2 days off. We go on the road. We play OKC and get stamped. Is this where we're at, Warrior fans? Is this really, really what you want to hold on to? Don't play Steph. Get that 11th seed. Try and be what Dallas was a year ago and get Cooper Flagg. You get a 9% chance where you can get one of the top 4 players in this year's NBA draft, and it is a hell of an NBA draft. That's where you want to be. I say this every damn week. You need to get draft assets. Enough. And here's where I would go with Steph Curry. And I know that this is blasphemy, but I'm trading Steph Curry. And so not only is Steph Curry not playing, but I'm sorry, unfortunately, this is the last time you will see, if I'm the GM, you see Steph Curry in a Warrior uniform.
Oh, my God.
Because I have one chance. Oh,
my God.
I have one chance, Ev. Listen, I know it's not going to happen, but I'm just telling you.
What happened between March and April?
I have one chance at an off-ramp of potentially expediting my recovery here. I have one chance at a stay of execution. And you know what that one chance is? It's Steph Curry. Now, listen, I'm not going to send Steph to a place he doesn't want to go. But here's what's happened. Have you seen what's going on in Charlotte? That's not sending him to purgatory anymore. Sending him to Charlotte is no longer a death sentence. Sending him back home. By the way, when I say sending him to Charlotte, first of all, I think you'd agree with it. And he's not leaving the Bay Area. He's going to go there for 2 years, get a rental. His home will still be here. He'll still be part of the community from this point till the rest of his life. But Charlotte now is a young basketball team that is on the rise. Charlotte has got boys. What they don't have is a veteran leader. That's the polar opposite of the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors are all old, and they need young players. Charlotte needs a veteran. Now, it's not by accident where and I'm sure you guys, I don't listen to 95.7 The Game because I hope to come in with some fresh takes, but I'm assuming you guys talked about this when he won on a local program in Charlotte. It's all tongue-in-cheek, but he asked his old man, would it be okay if I unretire your jersey and I wear it? Now, hold on. If he goes to Charlotte and he's playing with LaMelo, he's playing with the other Bridges, he's got Brandon Miller.
Who are you getting back?
He's got Conquidipple. Who am I getting back?
Yeah.
I'm taking their draft picks. They got 11 picks in the next 3 years. I'm taking all 5 of those first rounders they got in the next 2 years. I'm compiling draft picks. And yes, I'll get some dead contracts. Of course, obviously, the money's going to match up. That's my last opportunity to get serious draft capital. And maybe Charlotte does not get into the play-in tournament this year, which means I get their pick this year as well. Steph, there's a smile on his face. Thank you, Golden State. Now I'm playing in relevant games again because Charlotte will be must-see TV, and the Golden State Warriors will be right back where it is that they were a couple of years ago in the next 2 to 3 years. This tomfoolery that everybody's subscribing to here at 95.7 The Game as well as around the Bay Area of go get, what is it, LeBron this week? Is that who you want? Is it Giannis?
Kawhi.
Is it Kawhi? And then we all go after this thing for another year. You know how this is going to end, Ev. That you'll be in the exact same position you are right now this time next year. Half the team will be hurt. Steph will be done, and you're not going to get anything for Steph at that point because Steph is no longer in the contract. And so somebody has to have the onions to say, this is how we're going to get better. You know how I feel about sentimentality. I know it's Steph Curry, and I love you, and we'll do something for you when all this is over with. But for right now, I got to move you. And are you good with going back to Charlotte? And guess what? I bet you Steph says, can I put my dad's jersey back on? Let's go do this. Let me go run with LaMelo and the boys. You go do that. I'm going to take all their draft capital, and then I'll see you maybe back in the postseason in 2 years. Have fun, buddy.
Well, that was an excellent soliloquy, Dan. Can I dispel a couple things?
Go ahead.
Number one, he is going to play.
I know he is.
He will play tomorrow.
I know he is.
He will probably play 4 games.
And he'll play in this.
And he'll play in the play-in.
He will. I know.
I don't know, but this is the thing, too, is you might also get what you want even if he plays, which is them getting bounced in the play-in.
Yeah. The best case scenario, I think, is for them to lose.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't mind that take. I don't agree with it, but I think to me, you always want to get into the playoffs. Otherwise, what are you playing for? It's the whole thing of, well, we can't win a championship, so let's be the worst team in the league. I don't agree with that. I think you always want to compete at the highest level possible. And this year, because of injuries, it's not very high. But if Steph comes back, maybe you win a game or 2 against OKC. Maybe Steph has a 50-burger, and
but
you win a game.
Your chances of getting to OKC are about what? 10 to 15%?
Yeah, I don't give them a great chance. I think in all probability, even if they win one game, like to me on paper, even with Steph, are they better than Portland? Yeah, I think they could beat Portland. I'm not sure they're better than the Clippers. I'm not sure they're better than Phoenix. Even if you have a healthy Porzingis, and I'm not assuming that Steph is going to be at 100%. If Steph was playing the way he was before he got hurt, maybe. But this team it's middling. But Dan, you got to let things organically unfold. Also, did the Lakers ever talk about trading Kobe Bryant at the end of his career? Did the Mavericks ever talk about trading Dirk Nowitzki at the end of his career?
But Dirk Nowitzki was good at the end of his career. He won an NBA championship at the end of his career, and they surrounded him with good basketball players.
I think you're thinking of Duncan. Dirk's teams were stinky the last few seasons.
Well, I mean, when you say the end of his career...
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, if you could have done it in retrospect, yeah, you would have moved off. I'm just telling you, this isn't about Kobe and it's not about Dirk. It's about the here and now. And I'm just telling you there is a stay of execution. Now, I get it. It's not popular. And no one will, certainly not Dunleavy, have the stones to do something like this. I'm just telling you, in the here and now, if you really want to just get better quickly, you have one ace up your sleeve, and that's it. And it ain't Draymond, and it ain't Jimmy Butler, and it's not the before-mentioned Podziemski or anybody else that you got on that basketball team.
This ain't 2K, though. You know, you don't just... This isn't a video game. You're not sitting at the controls as this fictional general manager. I mean, I guess it's what we do on the radio for 3 hours a week when they let us here. They don't have electrical issues and shut us down. But, like, to me, there is value in being a one-jersey guy. And I think the Warriors understand that. I think Curry understands that. I think Steph wants to retire here, and I think the Warriors want him too.
Why?
Why?
Because I get the sentimentality, and yeah, we all feel good at the end of the day, but are you willing to feel good about Steph Curry retiring as a Golden State Warrior and be bad for 10 years?
I don't think Curry retiring as a Warrior means you're going to be bad for 10 years. It might.
There's a stronger possibility that happens as opposed to unloading him.
I mean, okay, well, what if you lose in the play-in this year? You get hypothetically, you get a top 4 pick. You get that player in here. That player's really good for you. Steph's still on the team. You don't have to trade him. You don't have to do anything with him. You bring him back. You use the pick. You take the player. Even if you don't get a top 4 pick, let's say it is a top 10 or top 11, top 12, you're in the lottery. If you hit on that pick, and I get what you're talking about. You're trying to give yourself more bites at the apple. You're trying to give yourself as many first-round picks as possible.
Yeah.
But hitting on the pick is the most important part of this.
Oh, I agree. If you get all that draft capital, don't miss.
Well, but there's just because you have a bunch of picks doesn't mean they'll turn into.
Well, what happens is
stars. I'm in the business of keeping assets. Like this summer, if someone wants first rounders, even if it maybe is for Giannis or I'm past the point of that. To me, you're not getting a guy in here that's going to take you past Oklahoma City or San Antonio beyond next season. And so if you're giving away first round picks or you're trading first round picks, to me that would be very risky business. Shout out Tom Cruise.
You have the affordability to do that. If you take Charlotte's first-round picks over the next couple of years and you have your own draft capital that's going to kick in at the end of next season, now not only do I have young players, multiple young players, but now if I need accessory pieces, if I do need somewhat of a younger star, I have draft capital now, much like that of OKC, much like that of San Antonio. You now have leverage where you can go out and get somebody. This is the only opportunity, Warrior fans, and I'm just laying it straight, and you can disagree with me, all you Steph Curry fans, and I love Steph as much as the next guy. But I check any sentiment I have towards him and feel good. I just see things through winning and what's best for team. I want to keep this thing going down the track. I told you this story a long time ago, man, where the GM, Buzz Bavasi of the Seattle Mariners, had a press conference and said, John Oldwood isn't going anywhere. Edgar Martinez isn't going anywhere. Our center fielder, Jay Buhner, isn't going anywhere. Dan Wilson isn't going anywhere. These guys grew up as Mariners. They created this 116-win season. They had foundational pieces. They will not be traded. They went 17 years in between playoff appearances because of this stupid blind loyalty. You can be loyal, you can be friendly, and you can reward these players, but your first assignment and what it is that your first responsibility is to the fan base and to win games as a GM. That's the only prism and that's the only lens by which you see things. My friendship towards Evan will always be there. But if this show begins to slip, Pasta, you're up. No, you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, I do. But I also think that there is, relationships and emotions are,
I get it.
They do matter in sports.
You're right. They matter in life.
But also, I don't blame the Seattle Mariners missing the playoffs for 17 years on Edgar Martinez's presence of retiring as a Mariner. You know what I mean? I blame the front offices for not being able to draft correctly or develop. That's where I think you can serve both masters. You know, the Warriors are, and you brought up the Spurs, for example. The Spurs tanked, but they didn't trade away pieces or star players. They didn't trade away Duncan. You know, they didn't trade away. I think Tony Parker actually played his last year and might have been actually Charlotte, but they didn't trade away Ginobili. They took their lumps. They sucked for 6 seasons, and this year they're going to make the playoffs because they got 3 straight. Actually, really just 2 top 4 picks, and one of them happened to be the most generational player that we've seen in the last, I don't know, since Kevin Durant maybe, or LeBron James. And that's Victor Wembanyama. That player doesn't come along very often, but when it did, that changed the entire fortune of their franchise. If they had Stephon Castle, if they had Dylan Harper, they would be good, but they wouldn't be a team that's on the verge of winning 60 games and potentially contending for a championship.
What about Detroit?
Detroit? Well, they had the number 1 overall pick, and they got Cade Cunningham. But look at the rest of the team, though. they've developed. They haven't just used a bunch of lottery picks to create everything. I mean, this guy, Danis Jenkins.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he was a G Leaguer.
Yeah.
He was a G League All-Star last season.
You know they're 8-2 without him, without Cade.
Yeah, I know. I know. I've been trying to fade him. Hasn't been working.
Well, I subscribe to the Danny Ainge sort of mentality as a GM. Like, I don't really care about any of that. I'm here to win. And Danny Ainge, what did he do to the nucleus of his team that had won an NBA championship 3 years prior? He sent Kevin Garnett, while he still had what people perceived, that being Brooklyn, some gas in the tank, Paul Pierce, and he was able to continue the winning ways in Brooklyn because he got off on those guys. And he sold them to Brooklyn or traded them and got all those draft assets, which turned into, as we know, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
I think, in some way, shape, or form. No, you're right. You're right. And I think that's the deal that everyone wants. Everyone wants the OKC deal, right, where you get 4 firsts and 2 swaps and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Everyone wants to be the team that fleeces the Brooklyn Nets. And if that deal was out there, Dan, if you're telling me that there's a deal out there for the Warriors that included the next young star and a boatload of first-round picks, I would consider it. But I also still think there is value in having a one-jersey guy, the greatest player that's ever played in your franchise, maybe the greatest athlete in the history of Bay Area sports, certainly among them, and letting him choose how he wants to go out. I don't know if you owe him everything, but I think you owe him that much.
I could never have inmates run the asylum. I love you, Steph, but you will never get to a point where you make those sort of decisions. Again, that's just me. I know this isn't popular. I have no idea what the text line is doing right now, but I'm sure that people disagree. But you have one opportunity, and that's trading Steph to Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we don't see eye to eye. This is from the 808. Hey, this is Nathan from the 808. I don't buy that.
808, is he in Hawaii?
I mean, I'm assuming so. Yeah, it's from the 808.
Local boy.
Curry's a Warrior for life. Talk to your local boy. And he's ending his career with the Warriors. Thank you, Nathan. Does Dan Devone take into consideration what the trade would do financially? Bad business. It's another part of this, too. Perhaps. It's from the 605.
Well, it's good business. Bye, Felisa.
888-957-9570
you get
is the number.
Expiring contracts. You get all that dead weight back, right? Obviously, the money's got to match up.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Expiring contracts.
What are fans doing moving forward? What are you, the fans, doing moving forward this summer? I'll tell you what I think the Warriors are going to do.
LeBron James.
On the other side. It doesn't necessarily include LeBron James, but I'll tell you what I think they're doing on the other side on 95.7 The Game.
Do you want to be on top?
Hey, it's Willard and Dibs for Safeway. Enjoy these amazing deals for members. And as always, save up to 20% weekly on hundreds of exclusive offers from Safeway. Just clip the highlighted deals from the weekly mailer or click the deals in the For You section of the Safeway app to breeze through checkout. Signature Select Classic Ham, shank, half, or whole, bone in, just 89 cents per pound while supplies last. Limit one item, but no more limiting Dibs because he wants to talk about vegetables.
And green asparagus is just $1.99 per pound. And for just 3 days, starting Friday, April 3rd through Sunday, April 5th, USDA Choice Beef Bone-In Ribeye Steak Mega Packs, just $7.99 per pound while supplies last. Limit 2 packages, as well as 2 pounds of Cuties mandarins for just $1.99 each. Limit 2. They're so cute.
I do like hearing you say cuties. Okay, these and other great deals are available on the weekly mailer and the For You section of the Safeway app. Go to Safeway.com for more details, and we will see you in the aisles.
Bay FC's Hello Kitty match is backed by popular demand, Bay Area. Bay FC takes on the Washington Spirit on Sunday, April 5th at 2 p.m. at PayPal Park. Don't miss exclusive Hello Kitty-themed merch activities and more on Easter Sunday. Grab your tickets now at bayfc.com.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote.
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still. You're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Elevate your kitchen at the Miele Innovation Center at Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill. Out of your dreams and into your kitchen. Select the qualifying built-in kitchen appliance package that is right for you. With unrivaled technology and luxury-grade quality, when you bring home a Miele, you're bringing home true innovation. Now, for a limited time, save up to 10% with the purchase of a qualifying Miele kitchen package. Visit the Miele Innovation Center at Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill or at friedmansappliance.com.
And now an ode to play, brought to you by Scratchers and the California Lottery Philharmonic.
Take a time out from your busy day for a quick moment to play. Get some scratchers, then get scratching. You deserve it, won't you say? Scratch, 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 scratchy, 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 scratch, scratch. Feel the play and up your game. Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day.
Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase, play, or claim.
Struggling with social isolation? Chances are you're not alone. Well, maybe you are, but you don't have to be. Introducing Dinner with Mom. Just one meal may help increase happiness and restore your sense of belonging. Side effects may include taking home leftovers and unsolicited relationship advice. Do not attempt if you're allergic to unconditional love. Call your doctor if conversations last more than 4 hours. Don't wait. Ask your doctor if Dinner with Mom is right for you. Brought to you by El Camino Health. Together heals.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Granger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done. Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
What the hell was that, Pasta? You got in my ear and said something.
I was just listening to your call from one of the Santa Clara games.
Oh.
Let's hear it.
I'll get it.
I love your calls.
Yeah, a few of them are better than others.
Do you have a signature home run? Don't get one, man. It's good.
No.
I mean, Rick Riz.
There's no disrespect. This is why I love you, man. You just come in here and just start throwing body blows left and right. Get Curry out of here. Rick Riz is a farce.
No one knows who Rick Riz is. So
I mean, they probably don't. I think if you're in the business, you do. Or if you're in the business of play-by-play, you do. He's a longtime voice for the Seattle Mariners. But no, a home run. I think a home run call, if it's organic, and this is what I've talked to a few people about this. When you're calling a game and you hear something you say and it comes out organically, and you're like, oh, maybe that's good. Maybe I can use that and I can kind of attribute it to a different situation. But the whole point of a home run is every single home run is different. They're all different.
Great point.
And so how are you going to call a home run the same way every single time? If it's a 500-foot home run, you should call that way different than you call a wall scraper that just barely gets over the wall and goes 315 feet. And especially if you're describing it on radio. On television, I think a home run call makes a little more sense because the viewer can obviously kind of make the judgment of how impressive it is for themselves. But no, a home run call, maybe in the future, but not right now.
Good.
Yeah. 888-957-9570 is the number. Oh, so this is what I wanted to tell you. And I'm not sure that I agree with it, but I just, to me, the Golden State Warriors, Dan, they just don't have many, if any, good options.
I just gave you one.
That do not include trading Steph Curry. Who, by the way, and actually the 415 brings up a good point on the Boxer and Gerson work injury attorneys text line. The flaw in Dan's scenario is a team giving multiple first-round picks for a 38-year-old player with runner's knee. That's true.
Meaning Charlotte wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I think the point of the trading Steph might be past the point of no return.
There could be some plausibility to that. But I still think because he's still good enough, and for a team like that as Charlotte, and obviously the fit of going back home, they understand. First of all, if you're a franchise and you have an opportunity at Steph, not only do you think of it as far as the framework of my basketball team and how I'm going to get better, but you have just picked up the biggest cash cow in the history of sports. Like whoever he goes to, you just start printing money.
I'm not sure if that's how it works.
You're going to tell me that people aren't going to start buying Steph Curry, number 30, Charlotte Hornet jerseys?
No, they will, but you're not getting Steph Curry on a 10-year runway. You're getting him for a year or two, or maybe 3. I'm not saying Steph isn't box office. And the fact that he's coming back tomorrow, by the way, against the Houston Rockets, expected to make his return, according to ESPN's Shams Charania. Yeah, those tickets are going to be pretty petty tomorrow. Houston Rockets are in town. KD's here. Steph's coming back. Chase Center's going to be rocking tomorrow. And wherever he plays, it will be rocking. But I think this idea of, just teams giving up the farm, the way that the Warriors were rumored to be willing to give up the farm for a Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm not so certain about that. But and to me, if you're not getting everything, then it's not worth trading him. It's not worth even discussing something like that. Because if Steph Curry does not retire a Golden State Warrior, to me, that's his choice, not the Warriors. Because you brought it up too. If they're printing money, why would the Warriors want to move him?
You're right. All true. And I guess to that point, I would say it's got to be more collaborative. Like, Steph, I know it's your day off. Come on in. We got something to talk about. Do you want to go to Charlotte? That's what first thing I'd say to him. You want to go home?
Yeah, I go home every offseason.
And I would just say, do you want an opportunity? Because Steph isn't stupid. If Steph can go back home, and if Steph can play for an up-and-coming young basketball team, and then play in those meaningful games, I'm telling you, this road with the Golden State Warriors and what's going to happen next year, where it's just going to get worse. And if you're going to romanticize about Jimmy Butler may not even play next year. Moody may not even play next year. Draymond Green's going to be another year older. You're going to be the exact same team.
Yeah, but Charlotte's the 8th seed. Like, they're still a play-in team.
I get it. Hopefully they won't be in a play-in. Hopefully they'll get out of that thing. So you got now you're going to get multiple first-round picks, but you also get their pick this year. And now you have an 18% chance of getting one of the top 4 picks.
Perhaps.
But they're on the uptick, right? Let's not even have that conversation.
Oh, Charlotte?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
No, Charlotte's a good team, but I don't know if they're going to be a contender in a year or two. East ain't going anywhere. Boston isn't going anywhere. Detroit's not going anywhere.
You have there's more of an opportunity of them being relevant with Steph Curry in the East than Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors being relevant in the West next year.
I think, honestly, if we're looking at a team in the East that is a Steph Curry away from feeling like next season they might contend for a title.
Atlanta?
Yep.
I'm with you.
Might be the Hawks.
May not even be next year.
Well, they're winning a lot of games.
They're this year's Indiana Pacers.
That's the team. Yeah, I might agree with that. That's the team, though, that nobody wants to see in the East right now. I don't know if they'll win even a series. Like, if you put like Atlanta versus Cleveland in a first-round series, I'm not sure I can bet on Atlanta.
No.
But they're going to push whoever they play. Like, to me, that's what Detroit was last year.
I could bet on Atlanta. I could bet on any, but I'm telling you, the East this year, forget about the favorites. It's going to be somebody like Atlanta that's coming out of the East this year. And you know who's...
I'll take Boston.
You know who's balling for them? That Nickeil Alexander-Walker, man.
Nah.
Dude.
Yeah, he's nasty. And actually, I was thinking about this watching both the Hawks, but also Detroit the other day. Can the Warriors find a player like that? Can the Warriors find a Nickeil Alexander-Walker? Because last season, the last couple of seasons, he'd come off the bench for Minnesota. I think he averaged 9.5 points last year, and now he's averaging like 20. But to me, him and obviously Jalen Johnson's development and explosion as a player, like they have, I think, 2 of the top 3 most improved player candidates, which is Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Jalen Johnson. Dyson Daniels also, I think he was on that list last year. But the point is they got a lot of guys that are getting better. Can the Warriors find someone like that on another team, a Nickeil Alexander-Walker?
They're out there. And what he did, when you say another team, so he was with Minnesota. And what was he with Minnesota? He was a role player. Why? Because he had to take a back seat to first Karl Anthony Towns and then obviously Ant-Man. And so he plays his role. He was asked to come in, be a two-way guy, play defense. And then he gets an opportunity at Atlanta where they're like, okay, we're going to need a lot more out of you. And that's just a guy who stays within his lane. And it's sort of like Jalen Brunson when he was with Dallas and playing second fiddle to Brunson. And then he gets an opportunity to shine and get more minutes and do what he does with the New York Knicks, is looking for those guys that you think has the potential to blossom but are fulfilling a role right now because that's what's being asked of them.
Like the guy who I honestly feel that way about right now, and I don't think the Warriors could get him because, their salary cap situation. But if they could, a guy like Peyton Watson, he's going to be a restricted free agent this summer for the Denver Nuggets. That would be a guy that I would be very interested in trying to sign because he's 23 years old. This is really the first season, and I know he's been in and out. He's been hurt lately. But when Aaron Gordon went down, when you had Chris Brown, who was in and out, Jokic dealing with injury, like Peyton Watson showed you that he might be able to carry you. Not for an entire season, maybe not through the playoffs, but that's a guy that I would almost pay to find out. And I don't think that Denver is going to be able to give him big money. Someone's going to throw a boatload of cash at Peyton Watson this summer, and he's probably going to, I would venture to guess if he takes it, he's going to be on another team. But that kind of guy, he's a bench player for Denver, maybe a fringe starter right now. But could you get a player like that in here on a mid-level deal next season to help you get through the regular season? So when and if Jimmy comes back, when and if someone like Moody comes back, maybe you re-sign Porzingis, Steph Curry, and you give yourself just a shot. Like, to me, that's a little more of a realistic way to approach next year as opposed to let's go try to get LeBron James or let's try to get Kawhi Leonard. Like, I would entertain it, especially if I could get LeBron on a 1-year deal and then he's done. You go in now next season, probably doesn't work, but then your books are clean. Like that, but I don't think it's that realistic.
Yeah, I think that finding that guy is a lot easier said than done. It comes down to Dunleavy. You know who's a player on the Golden State Warriors? You know what this season's beginning to remind me of? It's 2019 in the pandemic. Remember that year? That was the year that Kevin Durant left.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson goes down with the injury. Steph breaks his wrist. Prior to that, they went to 5 straight NBA finals, and then they became the worst team in the NBA. They won 50. They didn't even get invited to the bubble, and everybody got invited to the bubble that year. But what it became was an opportunity for you to evaluate talent in a meaningless season, and not in practice and not in scrimmage and not in the preseason, but against real NBA competition. This is what this season sort of reminds me of. And it's not Jordan Poole, but you know who's come out of this, I think, that's sort of Jordan Poole-esque, that has taken this opportunity to show what it is that he can do?
The guy who got booed last night?
Guy Santos.
Oh.
Podziemski's played well.
No, Santos has played well for him.
Guy Santos is a basketball player.
But he's a guy, though, that if you're healthy, and this is what I think he's proved this year, and it's not Jordan Poole, but could he be your 8th man? Could he be your 9th man? Absolutely.
Oh, I'm moving him up higher than that. That's what I mean. I think he's used this opportunity to move up from 8 or 9 in the rotation to even potentially being a starter wing or a 6 or 7. This guy gets to his spots, man. And you know what it is about him is that he's not. He's at the proper height. It's not like he's undersized like so many Warrior players are. He's a legitimate 6'7" wing. And they are wing desperate.
Well, yeah, and that's why I think someone like Nate Williams, he can stay.
Oh, man.
He's filling out the back end of your roster. But
oh, Nate Williams.
Dude, he played 47 minutes against the Spurs.
I know.
But, and I'm not telling you that he's a starting caliber player.
When we look back on this season, it's going to be like the Eric Pascals or Burke. Remember those guys?
Yeah, you better put some respect on Pascal. First team all rookie.
Eric Pascal.
First team all
Eric Pascal is now turned into Anthony Anderson playing in Europe somewhere. He gained 30 pounds and now he's just rolling around Europe.
You got to quit body shaming, dude. That was who did that? Oh, that was Bogut. You see that? He was in the news. He was body shaming one of the owners for a rival Australian team. They were in some heated conversation, and apparently Bogut kept making references to the guy's weight.
Oh, that's not nice.
Yeah, you can't be body shaming people, Bogues. That's not very nice.
Yeah.
I thought we were better than that. All right, 888-957-9570 is the number. Giddings, Devone, Warriors this week. Let's go down to San Jose and talk to our guy, Austin. Always has something good to say. Austin, good to hear from you, man. What's going on? Good morning. Austin, going once. Pasta, we got him potted up?
Oh, boy.
All right, there we go. Sorry about that, Austin.
You.
All you.
Yeah, can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, sorry about that. I was just going to say you guys are all over the place today, but just real quick on the booing thing. I do think I'm agreeing with Dan on that. I think that it's unfortunate. I mean, you remember KD got booed by those people out in OKC, and he was a star there, and they booed him unmercifully and called him names, and so I think that young Podziemski is really, that's nothing compared to what could be coming if, even if you're good, you can still be booed. So I don't think that, it's worthy of us worrying about it. I think he's fine. He had a chance to change the narrative a little bit when Willard asked him about the statements he made. He pretty much almost doubled down. So I don't think he doesn't need any sympathy. He doesn't need any help from the media. He'll be fine either way. Fans aren't. I think that the last thing I want to say about Pa, I think it kind of feels like he's been forced on the fan base almost, and by the Warriors front off. I think that's something they need to be a little bit careful about going forward. Don't force feed the guys you want the fans to like. Let it happen more organically. So that's whether it's Pods or anybody else. But Dan, to your point about being a little bit more aggressive, I think that's what they have to do. That's what I've always said about the Warriors, particularly Dunleavy. It doesn't show much vision. In order to change the pace of the organization, the player franchise, you need to do something radical. And you said something about going to get somebody that's really good, a little off the radar. I think that's what they need to do, and stop trying to pretend like these guys we have on the roster are going to rise to the occasion to become these guys. No, we know what we're looking at. If you have a guy that's capable of being a star or even a second tier number 2, you can tell who those guys are. We don't have to be sold, this guy is going to become that guy. Very rarely does that happen. So they need to go get somebody that's a little bit off of the radar. You mentioned Peyton, whatever his name was.
Watson,
I think that's a good example. the other thing that Dan just made a good comment about was Guy. Listen, Guy, man, his story's great, but it's really more about his development as a player. He developed in the G League, and Dan is right. I could see him fitting in a lot of organizations, even as almost a starter. Why? Because what he does very well. He facilitates other players. He's sneakily very skilled in terms of how he handles the ball. Here's something kind of out of the box. Could you rise him to the occasion where other teams like him enough so you can go get somebody that you really want to run with the Warriors? That's what you have to start doing. They want to keep running this stuff about bringing guys in, and now they're selling us Porzingis. And I know you guys have been Porzingis. Please do not extend Porzingis. Dan, you haven't talked about that, but I do not think that's the direction they should go in. I think they should either go younger, they need to go with somebody that's more athletic, and just signing Porzingis because he's on the roster and he's big, that's not a good reason to go, guys. But I'll stop there. Have a good weekend. Talk next week. See ya.
Appreciate it, Austin. Thanks for the call. Yeah, I'm kind of with them.
Do you think Austin would have booed Podziemski?
No, Austin doesn't seem like that kind of guy.
He doesn't seem like the booing type.
No, look, I'm not telling you, you can boo who you want. I just thought it was weird that you're booing a guy who wasn't even playing in the game. Anyways. I did agree with him on force-feeding fans young players. Yeah. I think the Warriors have gotten themselves into trouble with that by, and it's not just Lake, but I do think that there's just been this, I don't know, like an internal expectation that the guys they get are going to be really good. And the reality is a lot of players that you take, you just got to hope that they can help you. If a guy blossoms into a star, that's perfectly fine, but that's usually the outlier. Those guys are the exceptions to the rule. If you make a pick, you try and develop them over the first 3 or 4 years of their rookie deal. Can the guy be a starting player? Can the guy be a role player? But this idea that we're going to give the Warriors fans something to believe in, like, Podziemski's a future all-star. We believe that Kuminga can be something. Moses Moody has real potential. It's like, just let it play out. I also think that these players feel that too. And there's nothing wrong with bearing the weight of a franchise, Dan, but I do think that when players are hearing, like their employers or the guys that drafted them, gassed them up in this way, and then fans are feeling that too, it's like, it's almost unfair. Like Podziemski, and I think that's part of the reason why he gets so much hate. He brings it on himself because it's almost like he believes what people are telling him about himself. And he's got a lot of confidence, and that's all well and good. But, if my boss says, hey, I think you're a future all-star, that starts to go to your head. It's like, I'm not telling him you have to say they stink and take it one day at a time. But jumping the gun on stardom, I do think has gotten the Warriors in trouble.
Where are you at with KP?
Porzingis? I think they're going to bring him back.
Yeah,
I think they are. Yeah, and then that's why, again,
you have to.
Well, otherwise, why'd you trade for him? To me, I mean, I think a 2-year deal. You try and bring the money down. Let's 2 for $40 or something like that.
Ooh, that's a lot. I'd get him down to 13 to 15.
Well, if I could sign him for 2 for $30, I'd do it. But I think he's going to cost a little more than that.
Yeah,
which it would save you money. He's making $30 million this year, so the AAV would come down, which would allow you to maybe to go out and get another player. The interesting one, too, we got about an hour left in the show, 888-957-9570. I think the most interesting decision they make is going to be what they do with Draymond. Do you let him just play on an expiring deal? Do you try and restructure it? Do you sign him to an extension?
What does Dan Devone, the GM, do?
Well, you would have traded Draymond years ago.
Trade his ass and get whatever. You want to give me a 12-pack? Done. Bye, Felisa.
By the way, someone texted in and said, who the F is Felisa? It's Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
That's the point. That's the point of the drop, 510.
Him and Jimmy
You're not
Butler.
getting anything for Draymond Green.
Him and Jimmy Butler. What do you guys want?
You're not getting anything for Jimmy Butler either. He's got one leg.
What do you guys want? Someone will bite. There's a lot of idiots out there.
Okay, so that's going to be our offseason strategies. Pick an idiot out of the general manager pool and go after
the
him.
offseason strategy for me is to trade Steph Curry back to Charlotte.
I know. Oh. CJ McCollum interest you?
CJ McCollum's been,
He's a free agent.
I read this. So essentially that was Trae Young, who was traded from Atlanta to Washington for CJ McCollum. I know there were other players involved, but essentially that's what it was, right? Trae Young for CJ McCollum. Since CJ McCollum went to Atlanta, we talked about Atlanta, how good they had been.
Yeah.
And this is a large sample size. This is All-Star game? They have been the number one rated offense in the NBA, number one rated defense in the NBA since that trade. It just goes to show you when Trae Young and everybody, we talked about Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and you unlock guys like that when the ball isn't focused on one guy. When all of a sudden you take that beast out of the room and we can all share, it changes the entire complexion of a basketball team. Look at Atlanta.
Well, and that's why I think someone like McCollum might, I don't know if they could afford him, but I think he'd be a good fit here next year.
I love CJ McCollum.
Because, and it's one of the reasons why I think, you brought up the Charlotte Hornets, but someone like Con Knippel to me is the perfect player for that team because he doesn't need the ball. McCollum can play on ball and he can do his thing, but he doesn't need it. And because he moves so much, there's constant threats from all over the floor. And is CJ McCollum the greatest player, of his age? No, but I think his impact on a team like that, also as a veteran leader, you can see why they've taken off. And they play so much different without Trae Young. It's also why I kind of wonder what Washington's doing.
No idea. By the way, speaking of Con Knippel, you see what happened with Cooper Flagg? Because there's a lot.
They dropped 50 last night.
Well, you want to know why? There's a lot of talk about Knippel seriously pushing him for Rookie of the Year. I
think Knippel should be Rookie of the Year.
Well, Flagg is saying, hold on, man. I know we're buddies, but I got something to say about that. Here's 51 for you. Those two, keep an eye on them in the final days of the season.
Obviously, Knippel's on a better team, but Charlotte wasn't really doing a whole lot last year, and they got some similar players.
Well, LaMelo Ball's actually playing defense this year.
Well, and he's actually stayed healthy. He's actually been on the court. But Brandon Miller's taken a leap. LaMelo's playing really well.
I wonder what they're missing.
Draymond?
They're missing a veteran.
Let's send Draymond Green to Charlotte.
They're missing a veteran who's from that area.
He's the difference.
Who can navigate those big games for you. Just give us all your draft capital, and he's all yours.
888-957-9570 is the number. That's Dan Devone, Steven Risotto, Pasta in the house. Evan Giddings with you here on Warriors This Week. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do moving forward? Steph's coming back tomorrow. He's going to be on the court against the Houston Rockets, against the best wishes of Dan Devone. He's going to spurn them in front of God and country. Curry's going to be out there, and the Warriors are going to make a play-in push. Do they get out of it? And then what do they do this summer? All ahead. Hour left. Warriors This Week.
SpongeBob and Patrick dive into the deepest, darkest depths of the underworld where no sponge has gone before. The SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, is now available on DVD, Blu-ray, and digital. For a chance to win a copy, courtesy of Map 360 Collective, visit 957thegame.com.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco bill, and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising. After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In Mountain View, San Mateo, Union City, Dublin, and San Rafael. Video Only.
Too many families face a widening gap between what they can afford and what they need to thrive. More than half of families in the U.S. today are one paycheck away from financial crisis. At Good360, we deliver hope when families need it most, providing essentials like clothing, hygiene items, and household goods. Put help within reach. Learn more at good360.org.
Join 95.7 The Game weekdays Monday through Thursday from 1:45 p.m. to 2:15 p.m. for The Crossover, when Willard and Dibs join Steiny and Guru. Presented by Bay Alarm. Rest easy, we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
When your money gets tight, you have to make some tough choices. Do you pay the mortgage, pay the credit cards, or pay the IRS? For lots of people, taxes get pushed aside until the letters start, then the threats, then the action, bank levies, wage garnishments. You can stop worrying. The IRS is offering new opportunities to help you resolve your back taxes, and Guardian Tax knows how it all works. If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, you may qualify to reduce your total tax debt by a very significant amount, even if you're years behind on filing. But timing matters, and so does who you trust. Guardian Tax knows the system and how to work it in your favor. They step in, deal with the IRS directly, and fight to protect what you've worked so hard to earn. In today's economy, you can't afford to lose more. Call Guardian Tax now for a free confidential consultation. 800-404-4307. 800-404-4307. Don't wait for the IRS to make the next move. Make yours first. Call now. 800-404-4307.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Don't miss Weezer and their The Gathering Tour at Chase Center on September 9th with the Shins and Silver Sun pickups. Buy tickets at livenation.com. And for a chance to win your way into the show, courtesy of Live Nation, visit the contest page at 957thegame.com.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I am grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
All right, I need avocados, bananas, salad, steak.
Wow, does your grocery list have multiple pages?
No, but I skipped lunch, so now it's like my stomach is doing the grocery shopping. And besides, I'm earning cash back with Upside.
Upside? What's that?
Hold up, you haven't heard of it? Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you shop at gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants. And they added Lucky and Food Max stores, so we're pretty much covered wherever we go.
All those stores?
Yep, so not only are we getting a great deal on groceries, now we can earn cash back as well.
Okay, downloading Upside. Now let me copy your grocery list.
Great news! Lucky and Food Max are now on Upside. Download the Upside app and use the promo code SAVE9 to earn a 10% cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. That's promo code SAVE9 for a 10% cashback bonus. Use promo code SAVE9.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Elevate your kitchen at the Mila Innovation Center at Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill. Out of your dreams and into your kitchen. Select the qualifying built-in kitchen appliance package that is right for you. With unrivaled technology and luxury-grade quality, when you bring home a Mila, you're bringing home true innovation. Now, for a limited time, save up to 10% with the purchase of a qualifying Mila kitchen package. Visit the Mila Innovation Center at Friedman's Appliance in Pleasant Hill or at friedmansappliance.com.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM in HD1 San Francisco on Odyssey Sports Station. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube. Powered by First NorCal Credit Union.
No, we lost.
Jeff, how are you today?
I'm good, but I will say don't believe everything you read on Wikipedia.
Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
Well, Pasta put the game on for you. You can see Cooper Flagg's 50 burger here in the studio. That guy is really freaking good.
He is.
To me, he ain't Rookie of the Year. Hasn't won enough, but
let me ask you something.
He's incredible. Hit me.
How did Dallas get Cooper Flagg last year?
Their team fell apart.
Nope. They were in a very similar situation like that of the Golden State Warriors. The difference being is that they did not want to, nor did they win their playing game. They went in as the 11th seed with a 9% chance of getting one of the top 4 picks. And guess what happened? Cooper Flagg, baby.
Do you think that they would have traded the number 1 pick for, or I shouldn't say the number 1 pick. If you know you're getting the number 1 pick, that's a different story, especially when Cooper Flagg is the prize. Do you think they would have preferred to make the playoffs as opposed to get into the lottery?
Yeah, but that wasn't going to happen.
Well, yeah, because Kyrie Irving tore his ACL and Anthony Davis is made of glass.
Yeah.
But the goal was not to get a lottery pick. The goal was to make the playoffs. No, it just organically worked out that way.
My point is
which could happen to the Warriors.
When you're the 11th seed, there is an opportunity now, the way that they've sort of reshaped the lottery, that everyone has an opportunity to get that number 1 pick, including the Golden State Warriors this year. Even though I don't know who's coming out there. I don't know if it really makes a difference.
The what?
If I'm in the top 4, that's all I want.
Yeah, I think either way you're getting a pretty
there
good
isn't a clear number 1.
I'm not sold on Boozer, though. I don't know. I think he's one of those guys that, like, he's got a pro-ready body, and he's in college, and by virtue of that, he's going to dominate everyone. But I think once he starts playing against grown men, he'll be a good player. Like he's smart, he's athletic enough, but there's something about him. I don't know what it is.
It's a weird game.
It kind of scares me.
God, the end of that game last week.
Oh, Duke UConn?
That's what I live for.
Now that's basketball. Tournament. That's March, baby.
That is. That's why it's the best sporting event still going.
That's madness.
And the fact that Duke lost. Can't stand Duke.
Well, they blew a 19-point lead. Everyone get off of Caden Boozer, who, by the way, shouldn't have. He's only starting, I think, because somebody got hurt, but thank you, Pasta.
Let's go, man.
Do we have games today? See, this is the thing, honestly. After the
Final
first
4.
Well, yeah, but after the first 2 weekends, I kind of just lose track of things. I think I have Michigan winning it all, so I'm still in there, right?
I know, you cracked me up. Like a month ago, you're like, tournament, man, we're going to be at the tournament. You want to come meet me at Monahan's? We're going to be watching it. And now we're at the Final 4. The Final 4, for crying out loud, and you could give a rip.
Well, I'm going to the Giants game tonight. Me and Pasta are going. We're not going to see each other, but we're both going. Just like last night.
Pasta's taking the wave.
You guys are...
And you'll be walking around with that white booger out of your nose. So who the hell wants to hang out with you?
First of all, it was a paper towel. I had a bloody nose. You got to get off me for that. No, I'm going with my college teammate.
How do you afford to get liquored at a baseball game?
You do it before.
No, smart man.
You do.
What are the? Can you sneak beer in? I mean, like I used to back in the day. No, it's
well, actually, I don't know. If I don't know if I want to admit this, but yes, I've done that before.
Ice chest, stick it somewhere.
No, you just bring it in a bag and you like wrap it up and stuff. And now Pasta brings it through the media entrance, so no one checks.
Oh wow,
I do not. But my college graduation was at Oracle Park, and
was it the same procedure?
People had flasks, like everybody.
You just bring shooters.
Yeah, it was too long, so it was much needed.
Well, no, there was one time I literally brought like one of those. What are they? 28 ounces? What, like one of the big boys?
How'd you get that in?
I just wrapped it in a sweatshirt and brought it in.
Okay, so there is hope.
And no one stopped me.
Right on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, 3 o'clock, Illinois, UConn. 6 o'clock, Michigan, Arizona. The winner of that game is going to win it all.
It's my Cats, by the way.
Oh, that's right. You and Steve Kerr. You guys are both Arizona guys. Jesus.
I'm a UConn guy, though, right now. Hurley's.
What are you talking about? Your alma mater's in the Final Four.
I know, but Hurley's nuts. Did you see Hurley after the shot went? What was he doing headbutting the ref? Did you see all that craziness? It's like he's so weird, man.
He is. I love Dan Hurley.
Yeah. But he can't coach at this level because he's all about
NBA?
getting in people's face.
I mean, J.J. Redick's a coach.
I know, you're right. He's the one comp.
I mean, JJ.
I love J.J. Redick.
Dan Hurley's got way more of a right to be an NBA head coach than J.J. Redick does.
Well, J.J. Redick gets in your face, too, so maybe Hurley can.
Yeah, that's true. But Hurley, so to backtrack a bit, in 2000, this was 2018 into 19, the winter time, so crossover, that basketball season, 2018-19. Dan Hurley's first season with the UConn Huskies, I was doing pre-halftime and post for UConn. Now, it was thank you. It was a remote job. I was at the Learfield Studios in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. But part of the gig was I had to run the coaches show. So I would listen to Dan Hurley for an hour every single week. And I got to tell you, at first, you hear about him. He's a little quirky. Sometimes it feels like he's lost in thought. He's just kind of rambling on, sort of like we do here for 3 hours a week. But what comes out of his mouth, like, he is a really smart guy. And I feel like even like despite his explosiveness and, sort of the fire that he obviously displayed when they won the game against Duke last week, he just gets it. Like, I don't know. I feel like some guys are hoopers, right? KD is a hooper. He loves basketball. That's it. Klay Thompson to me is like the definition of a hooper. Dan Hurley's but a coach.
Yeah.
Like he lives, eats, breathes coaching. And I know that he is crazy as all hell and he probably rubs a lot of people the wrong way. But even before the championships, even before he became, the guy that had back-to-back natties, I'm telling you, his first year at UConn, you could tell like this guy is going to be successful. And it was a lot of fun every single week just sitting there and listening to him talk about like he would bring in like barbecue references to some of his players. He would be talking like, I don't know, man, just the way that he would spin a story and bring it back to basketball. I loved it. So I'm all in on Dan Hurley.
Meanwhile, his brethren over there, REM, a time to go.
I thought you meant his actual brother, Bobby Hurley. He did get fired.
Yeah, no. REM just complaining, and they knew he would last night.
That was a bad look.
You want to get to our buddy? Apparently he's on the line here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right, Chucky Dub. Let's go to Chucky Dub. Sorry about that, Chuck. Pasta was in the back doing something. What's up, man?
I was like, I'm good. How we feeling, fellas? Happy Saturday.
What's going on? You called the bat phone. I'm glad to hear you're back in the Bay Area.
Yeah, we're pulling up to the Sweat House right now, getting a little sauna and plunge in. I know Devon's a fan of that. We watched the Lamar Odom documentary in here yesterday. So
was it good?
5-degree water. We were watching Lamar Odom be brought back to life. But no, want to talk some Dubs, fellas.
Hey, you know what? That's where I always thought that I would end up at the Bunny Ranch, just absolutely sideways with nothing left in my life, just hanging out at some whorehouse in the outreaches of Nevada.
There's still time.
Sorry,
why do you think that, Dan? I mean, I was
going down
your personality at all.
You know him, Chuck.
That track of hedonism, but now I'm on the straight and narrow. So, what's up, Chucky?
I like what you said about Peyton Watson, man, because that's a name, like, if Denver were looking to get some defense over the summer and Draymond were available, maybe you could work something out where he's kind of an afterthought there. I was thinking like A.J. Mitchell's a name that hasn't really popped yet. I don't think OKC is going to move on from him, but those are the types of players the Warriors need to be looking for. I'm so sick of hearing this, oh, well, maybe they go get LeBron James over the summer. Maybe they go get Giannis, or how about Kawhi? Dan, the land before time. We're tired of the dinosaurs. Let's get someone that bridges this gap and leads into the next iteration. I'm even fine with the whole C.J. McCollum because it's a timeline thing. He's not that expensive. He's solid. But enough of these $50 million superstars that are in their upper 30s. I mean, do we just want a show or do we actually want to move forward? Because if it's a show, I'll allow it. I'm not going to love it, but I'll allow LeBron James. I'll allow with my, massive influence on this franchise. I'll allow these things just to watch the show. But I don't think it's going to work. Do you?
I don't. I mean, as far as winning a championship, no. I think the days of titles are done, Chuck. But I do think that bringing him in for a year, and I also don't think like LeBron, I personally don't think he'd want to come here, especially if it's his last season. I just don't see him doing a retirement tour as a Warrior. But, again, I don't think they have a ton of great options at this point because they got a $60 million contract is on the shelf for the majority of next season. You're also looking for another starter in Moody's spot. I think they just kind of have to patchwork this thing together, and next year's going to be the year that eventually gets them to 2027 when everybody comes off the books. So, am I open to LeBron? Yes, but no, I don't think it's going to work.
Hell no.
I think Porzingis is your only must this offseason. I think you bring him back. That's your best opportunity to have a realistic all-star caliber big. Obviously, there's tons of risk attached to it, but timelines kind of work out. You give them a 1-and-1. Worst case scenario, you're on the hook a year after where you're going to be tanking anyways.
Hey, is Kylan with you?
She's doing a great job, by the way.
Appreciate it. Yeah, she got the laptop torched, went mega viral the other day. She's not with me this second at the sweat house. She's not in the cold plunge.
Right. Did you hear what I said earlier about my proposed trade there, Chucky?
I did not. What'd you go with?
Curry.
I said there's one off-ramp for the Golden State Warriors, and I have no sentimentality. And then you have one chance, and his name is Steph Curry.
Oh, no.
And he goes to Charlotte.
Would you?
And you get
for Brandon Miller?
No,
he just wants picks, Chuck.
All their picks. If you want to give me Brandon Miller, I'll take him, but they're not going to do that.
You gotta financially make it work. Like you gotta get Bridges or Miller or someone.
No, you'll get expiring contracts. There's dead weight on that team. You'll get the contracts to match, but it's not about player for player because they're not going to give up any of their youngsters. So he goes there as the veteran. He goes back home, and it's a team that obviously now is on the uptick. It's no longer sending him to purgatory. He'd agree with it for 2 years, then he can come back here, be part of the community. The Warriors need assets. They need draft capital, and that's the one thing that team has. And now you just expedite your recovery process. There's one stay of execution, Warrior fans, and that is to get rid of Steph, send him to Charlotte, and then just take all of their draft pick, which I believe are 5 first-rounders in the next 2 years, 11 picks in the next 3 years. That's the road to recovery.
Talk to him, Chuck.
I asked someone, Dan. I asked a Warriors fan down in the Mission the other day. We were talking, and I mentioned that exact same thing, although I mentioned the name Brandon Miller. And he looked at me dead serious and said, I would never forgive Joe Lacob if he did that. I asked someone else, and they said, I would hate the Warriors if they did that. So I think there would be a lot of pushback from that idea, but I do agree with you to where that is it's not a get-out-of-jail-free card because nothing's free in life, but it's definitely a get-out-of-jail card. I mean, he's the one player that you have on your team where if healthy, obviously if he goes down in the postseason, he's hurt over the summer or something, you're screwed. But if healthy, I do think Charlotte would take him, and I do think you could get some good play out of that team. Brandon Miller being the centerpiece, man. I don't know if they'd trade him, but I like his game a lot.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic. I don't know, Chuck. Like, to me, this summer, I think I'm kind of with you. It feels like Porzingis. Maybe you try and bring back Melton at a small number.
Nah, that dude's broken. You see him the last month?
He's been pretty bad.
I want nothing to do with that guy.
Well, he's stunk, but you do need players on the team.
He looks like he's aged 15 years in the last 2 weeks.
Well, he can't make a shot.
Looks like Fred Sanford trying to get down the court for a layup.
But, yeah, I mean,
last thing.
Yeah.
Did you see financially Giddings that unless they were to move on from Draymond Green, there's no way to get Porzingis and Melton back? Financially speaking, it's just pretty much impossible. I read a report on that. So I wouldn't expect Melton back at this point. I think Porzingis is your 1A. I was waiting to – and frankly, I didn't think it was going to work out. I didn't think he was going to play many games. When that first week or two happened and he played one and sat like 5, I was thinking, what did they do making this trade? But I've seen enough health-wise from him. And performance-wise, we know what he is. Age-wise, we know he's young enough. Fits your timeline. I think he's your 1A to get in the offseason because with him, with Jimmy, with Al, with Steph, with, whatever you do with Draymond, all these different – maybe bring Draymond off the bench as your 6th man if you're starting pods, whatever. I think there's a reason to be competitive there. But, again, if you went the Vones route of trading Curry, there are going to be a lot of pissed-off people. But it's not the it's not the worst idea in the world. It's just the execution of it's very difficult because Mike Dunleavy is sacrilegious for doing that. I would be sad. I don't think the run's over quite yet.
It's over.
I got you, Chuck. Well,
I hate to end the mystery. It's done.
He's getting in a polar plunge. Don't knock him out too fast.
Competitive with who? Like my mom's retirement community, the Sequoias?
I'm not saying competitive. I'm just saying not done as in we get to watch some good games, man. We still get to watch another Curry 50 burger. I think he's got one more 50 burger.
Yeah, it's with Charlotte
in the Bay Area.
Hopefully it's this year. Don't be a stranger,
Yes,
Chuck.
Sir. All right, good show, guys.
All right, man.
What's up?
I said don't be a stranger.
For sure. Talk to you guys.
All right, brother. That actually does kind of lead us into our the next part of the show, which is this is from the SF Standard this morning from Tim Kawakami. There's been a lot made about Draymond. There was a piece last week from Slater of ESPN. Sat down with Draymond, talked to him about this summer, kind of what he's been going through this season and what's left in his career. But this is what they said in the article. I think it's from Draymond himself. In an ideal world, I think the best path would be to decline and extend. If I had it my way, that would be the best path forward. That's from Draymond Green. So ripping up the $27.6 million left on his 1 year, signing a multi-year deal, bringing the number down, and that allowing you to go out and either retain Porzingis and Melton. I mean, I don't really care. To me, Melton's not a huge factor. But allowing you to go out and hopefully get someone else using a taxpayer mid-level, somewhere in the $15 million range.
But it's not, I understand what it is that he's doing and saying.
I mean, I know that's what he wants because he wants financial security for another year or two.
It's the years when it comes to him. So when I hear the word extend, you just lost me. That's a non-starter. Not with a guy at your age and is diminishing as quickly as you. I don't want to sound like that guy is just hating on the Warriors. You got to appreciate everything that these guys have done. They've brought you titles. The Warriors sucked before the arrival of all of these guys. But the here and now is the here and now, and that is you guys are too old and it's over. So Warrior fans, move on. Move the hell on from Draymond, Steve Kerr, and all of these boys. And the longer you hang on to whatever it is that you're trying to hang on to, whatever it is that you're trying to rinse out of these guys, the more difficult it is going to be for you to play competitive basketball. What's competitive basketball? It's vying for another Western Conference title. It's trying to get into the NBA Finals again. So chasing these ghosts, it's just prolonging the inevitable. I say it every damn week. Draymond Green's not part of my future. I don't know how you feel about it.
Well, he's a part of your future for next season.
I can trade him.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Why?
Because nobody wants him.
Well, I don't know that unless I put him on the market.
Nobody wants Draymond. That's why he's on the team. I feel like, sorry, I know it's a little
Shocked you talking to me.
over the top, but no, Draymond's on the team because he's worth more to the Warriors than he is to anybody else. And
I don't know that unless I actually put him out there. And if I'm Dan Levy and I have the onions, I'm taking calls on Draymond. I bet you somebody's like, he's the missing piece next year.
Yeah, and they'd be like, all right, we'll give you a second-round pick and some filler.
Well, then.
And but that's what I'm saying is nobody's willing to give up anything worth value for Draymond. And I don't,
are we sure?
I don't feel the same way about Green that I do about Curry as far as him retiring a Warrior. To me, that doesn't...
What if I package him with Jimmy?
Jimmy Butler's got one leg, Devon. Okay, you can have 2 seconds. How about that?
No, I'm just saying. I would package the two of them.
Well, if I could get something worth something, if I could get something of substance for a Jimmy Butler or a Draymond Green, I would absolutely consider that. I guess I'm just of the belief that right now around the league, Draymond's trade value is not very high. And in fact, that's why I think they're probably going to extend him this summer. That's what I'm gleaning from this.
Of course they will.
Blow it up!
Because you can save some money, and that allows you to try and make the team competitive next year, which is what I think they're aiming to do. I don't think that they're in reboot mode yet. I think that'll be the year after next. And last year, I don't want to call it a last dance because the last dance implies that you have a chance to win a championship, but they're in...
It's not a last dance, it's more of the same.
Yeah, exactly. Like they haven't been in a last dance mode. I don't know. To me, it's just they're running it back. With different parts.
Yeah, you're right. You're probably right.
All right. 888-957-9570 is the number. From the SF Standard, Tim Kawakami spoke to Draymond Green. Sounds like Draymond wants to be back. He is open to an extension, probably bringing his number down, allowing the Warriors a little more flexibility. And, is that the guy you want?
No, you just missed Mullen hitting the three.
I thought you meant that's the next Golden State Warrior. I think there's a chance he could be the pick. Braden Mullins from UConn.
So, really? Pick? He's a freshman. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah? Yeah, like a first-round pick.
Grayson, you're going to take him next year?
Braden Mullins.
No.
He's a first-round talent.
He's not going in that. He maybe in the 20s or 30s.
Warriors might be in the 20s and 30s, Dan. They're going to shock the world. Come on, man. All right. We got one segment left. I see you, Mitch. I see you, Josh. I see you, Jan. We're going to get to your calls on the other side. All ahead here on Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
Hey, it's Willard for Underdog. The tournament is rolling, and we are down to the nitty-gritty, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all that action. You can make picks right now and win money in California. Playing on Underdog, as you know, is very easy. You pick your favorite players, not Duke players, and whether they're going to go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, whatever. Get all those picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. This week on Underdog, again, the star players have been shining. Not Duke star players, but you get what I'm talking about. Let's look at some of those stars to put up their final big numbers to say hello to the NBA scouts. Download the app today. Use my promo code Willard. You'll score $50 in bonus entries when you play your first 5. The promo code is Willard. Must be 18 or over and present in California. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms_DFS_.html for details. If you're concerned with your play, 1-800-MY-RESET or ncpgambling.org.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-708-5977. 800-708-5977. 800-708-5977.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
BayFC's Hello Kitty match is backed by popular demand, Bay Area. BayFC takes on the Washington Spirit on Sunday, April 5th at 2 p.m. at PayPal Park. Don't miss exclusive Hello Kitty-themed merch activities and more on Easter Sunday. Grab your tickets now at BayFC.com.
Tune in to 95.7 The Game for Warriors Live, 60 minutes before tip-off. Every Warriors game throughout the season as we get ready for the action. Presented by Xfinity, your home court advantage. Brought to you by Xfinity. Watch all your favorite teams all in one place. Xfinity, imagine that.
Did you know that most people wait 6 or 7 years before they buy a new TV? That's a lot of time in front of one TV. So why not get one of the best sets for the next 7 years? Like one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony models. Too expensive? What if you could get up to $1,000 trade-in for your old set? Who would do a stupid deal like this? Right now, at Video Only, you can get big bucks for your old set as a trade-in and a hot price on the new models. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a cybersecurity engineer at a publicly traded company.
We've been hacked! They're through our firewall!
How is that even possible?
They got my password.
Please don't tell me your password was password.
It's actually password 1.
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
The legendary band Deep Purple are hitting the road this summer with special guests Kansas and Jefferson Starship. They'll be rocking Shoreline Amphitheater on September 5th. For more info and a chance to score tickets courtesy of Live Nation, visit the contest page at 957thegame.com.
Oh, baby! Oh, heck yes. I mean, bring it on, man. We need to prove it. God bless America.
Now back to Warriors This Week on 95.7 The Game.
See Mitchie on the horn.
Yeah, they got him locked and loaded, no doubt about it. Probably wants to talk Giants, though. They lost. How you doing, man? You all right?
I'm waiting for our boys.
You going to come to the game tonight with me?
What do you think? Is Chucky's better half, Kyla Mills, doing well?
Yeah, I think she's doing a good job.
Awesome.
I mean, Laura Britt's, I like her, but, and you know, it's like you always got to feel it out. But Kylan's been in this market before. I think she's familiar with the teams. She's got a good presence. Yeah, no, she's doing a good job.
Cool.
NBC Sports Bay Area's new SF Giants host, Kylan Mills. And that means Chuck's back in the Bay Area. I saw him the other day at Chase Center. And it was good to chat it up with him, actually get some FaceTime. So,
yeah, right on.
All right, Dan Devone, Evan Giddings, Pasta in the house. One last segment here. Your calls, 888-957-9570 is the number. Let's go to Jan. Jan's in Mountain View. Dan's favorite. Jan, it's good to hear from you. I hope you're doing well. What's up?
Well, I'm recovering from my surgery, but I'm doing okay. And
you all right?
I just want... Yeah, I'm doing much better, but
good.
What I want to point out is that I'm glad that Steph Curry is still on this team, and the most that we can show our appreciation is allow him to stay on this team and not trade him until he's done. I mean, he wants to retire as a Warrior, and maybe next year or the year after is maybe reduce his role. But we're not going to trade that valuable asset to Charlotte. Even, if he wanted to go, he would have mentioned it long before now, I'm sure. And I'm surprised that he, with all the wear and tear that he's got on that body, that he's able to come back. Because frankly, I didn't think he was coming back. I wanted to wave the white flag, but he proved me wrong, and he's been through skirmishes to get himself back and get himself right. And I appreciate that. Unlike some other players out there, that he's loyal to the team. And if something was still not right, he would speak up and he wouldn't play tomorrow. So I'm glad to see him play, but at the same time, I want the GM this year to nail the picks and to get us a couple of good players and stop, bringing players on this team that have, that only can't play back to back and have to take more time off and all of that. I'm tired of where they keep, going after older players, and I don't want LeBron. I don't want Kawhi. I want a fresh young player with young legs and somebody that can play the games like Pods did. He played every game this year, and if you have younger players, they can play back to back, just like Curry did when he started in this. He started on this team, and stop with all this, uncertainty. We're tired of it. We want to rebuild, but at the same time, we want to do it slowly but surely, and stop, trading our picks away for, say, Giannis, who I believe at the trade deadline changed his mind and didn't, he wanted to sit out the rest of the year, but he didn't want to come here. And as far as Draymond goes, they didn't want, nobody wanted Draymond. That's what kept that trade from going down. So, and they've already said they're not going to trade Butler. So, you keep Steph on this team, and that's the least you can do to appreciate our how we feel about him going forward. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Well done, Jan. Well done. In your face.
She didn't sound like she was completely on her game today.
What are you talking about? Jan's always on her game.
No, she sounded like she was recovering from something.
Well, yeah, she told us at the beginning of the call she just had surgery.
The only reason she didn't agree with me, she's drunk on meds. Something's wrong with her.
No, lay off the painkillers, Jan. We're here for you.
Tiger Woods, shout out.
No.
See, he called the president.
We're not going down this road.
Douchey move.
Tony Vitello shouted him out recently.
Who?
The other night.
Pasta.
Sorry, I went down that road.
I'm leaving it alone.
What are you talking about? You just brought it up. Oh, how do you want me to transition off this?
Just say Mitch from New Jersey.
Mitch, save us, buddy. Mitch is in Jersey. How you doing, Mitch? How's the dog?
Doing well.
Or the cat?
What's popping?
Who's this?
What's popping? Evan, Dan?
My guy,
so I get to see my psycho. Yeah, I think he's calmed down. Maybe he'll listen to me, but he owes me a jacket. But my hand's okay. I agree with Jan. Keep Curry. I don't want to see Curry go.
Yeah.
See if we can get something for Butler. Butler, be somebody's slave there, but trade Butler. Maybe get a first-round pick. I'll drive Mr. Green anywhere he wants. Just get him off the team. I'll be happy with a second-round pick. I would be even happy if we can get send him to the Lakers for DeAndre Ayton. He plays every other game, but he plays at times. It's been pretty good. If Luka comes back and he gets hurt, could be an Achilles, he'll be out next year. So I think LeBron's going to stay next year. Because they rush him back. I think the legs going to be one and done. And maybe we'll get lucky. I know the top four guys they've been talking about, none of them on the Final Four. So I don't think they're generation talent, but they're talented. But let's not pick Boozer's brother or Flagg's brother in Maine. Let them stay another year in college. If they're smart, they'll stay another year in college. and see if we can get traded into the late in the first round, teams that make the playoffs. Maybe we can get because I think Arizona is going to have all 5 guys drafted. And if they all go out, they'll be drafted in the first and second rounds, mostly in the first round. I like their I think his name is Barry's. That'd be nice to have him.
Nice.
And with the women's, I'm hoping UCLA today, baby. I'm a USC guy. I want to see USC take it to South Carolina tomorrow.
What do you think about the
Arizona.
Giants, Mitch? What about the Giants?
They really have to. They're one of my teams. They really had to go for adult. They got too many gap hitters. That's their big acquisition. The second baseman, man. He plays for second baseman. What's his name?
Thanks, Mitchie.
What's going on with my boy Derek Cohen? Esters, I believe his name is.
Yeah,
Eldridge.
Yep.
And Encarnacion. They have some size. They're going to make the club this year. We'll see them. We'll have to wait till next year. And thanks. Have a nice Easter. Happy Passover, everybody. Happy Easter. Be safe.
No doubt, Mitch. Back at you. Back at you, buddy. Yeah, you didn't.
What's popping?
Oh, my God.
You know what?
That's a great drop, Pasta.
Mitch from New Jersey and Jan from Mountain View disagree with my take, which only means I'm onto something.
What's popping?
What are you talking about? Those are some of our smartest callers.
Just validates that I think I'm making sense today.
I do think Chuck brought it up earlier when he was on with us. You trade Steph, you're public enemy number 1.
Oh, no doubt.
So, all right, is this how you would do it if you were general manager? You would trade Curry in the middle of the night and then move cross country and then pull a Phil Jackson. Remember when he ran, I think he ran the Knicks, but he was still living in Portland or something? He was the president of basketball operations, but he was running the team from the other side of the country.
Yeah, well,
that's what you would have to do if you traded Steph. You would be in your Manhattan high-rise, sitting there looking at California from 3,000 miles away saying, look what I've done.
Until it blows over, and then 2 years later, I'll return when you have a good young basketball team that everybody's excited about. And you have a future. All I care about is a future. What I'm doing is good for team.
You could also be the Wizards. They got a lot of young players.
Butler?
I don't know who's more confused, Chicago
Jimmy Butler
or the Wizards these days.
Wait, who?
The Bulls or the Wizards? How about Sacramento?
Who's in a worse spot? Well, the Kings.
Guess who decided to win at the worst time? Sacramento is now stringing together wins just to make sure that they don't get that number 1 pick.
Do they not own it? I thought they have their pick. They don't have their pick?
Well,
or are they just trying to win games because they don't know what to do?
No, they're winning games, which is decreasing their opportunities of getting the number 1 pick.
I hope they get the number 1 pick. So I have this theory about certain franchises that there's a little bit of like, I don't know if it's a stench, but there's something that a lot of players just cannot succeed in certain positions. And it has to do with, them not being competitive and, dysfunctional and stuff. But I have a theory that there's some places so toxic that you could take the best player and put them there and it still wouldn't work. That's why I want the Kings to get the number 1 pick, because I want this to be proven correct. That if they get AJ DeBoncha or Peter, I don't know, whoever you have going first, one of these can't miss prospects. Like, put Wemby in Sacramento, and Wemby would be humbled. This is my theory. The Kings are one of those organizations.
How long ago was it when they were lighting the beam? Like, you have to go out of your way.
This is only like 3 years ago.
You got to go out of your way to go from where you were then to where you are now. Like that, you have to like...
Are they still lighting the beam, by the way?
No, I don't think so.
Well, they haven't been winning a lot. Maybe they just have another chance. But like, if you're DeMar DeRozan at the end of a game and you're 15-60, you walk over to that sideline. Someone says, "Hey, we're lighting the beam tonight." DeMar's like, "No, we're not."
Yeah, have fun with that.
I ain't lighting no damn beam.
We're going home.
No
Don't
chance. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Kerr. Yeah, that's true, Dagger Man. Wemby and Sabonis would be a great pairing.
Brown, getting rid of Brown, which we thought was a huge mistake. He's screwing things up out in New York. Oh my God, don't get me going there.
Mike Brown?
Yeah.
You know what? Since you said that, I want them to win the East. I want them to win the East because this is where I know that you're a New Yorker in disguise. All you guys do, I was talking to a Mets fan last night. All you guys do is crap on your teams. It's the only thing that you're good at when it comes to sports. You crap on your teams all the time. I'm sitting with a bunch of Mets fans last night, and obviously I'm biased towards Marcus Semien because he's from my hometown, went to my high school. I like the guy a lot. And this guy goes, bad trade. Semien stinks. Semien went 3 for 5 last night with a home run. And then he's telling me about an idea he has for Bo Bichette. It's Bo B. Blank.
Were you sitting next to Mitch?
Yeah, right.
No, I wasn't sitting next to Mitch in New Jersey. But Bo B. Blank, 4-letter word, starts with an S, ends with a T. Bo B. Blank is the idea for a shirt that he wants to create and sell when Bo Bichette eventually starts to struggle and stinks. I'm telling you, it's game 7 of the season. Can we please give these guys a couple of games before we make declarations about who they are?
You can understand where it comes from, right? Especially when it comes to the Mets.
Well, but you just did the same thing with Mike Brown.
So
he's ruining the Knicks.
Did you see that on the Mets broadcast, in between pitches, you know there's sometimes the audio, which they'll have a mic down on the field, a field mic, and it picked up a Giants fan who said, "Come on, Giants, it's the Mets. For crying out loud, it's New York's B team." And it was so loud that I don't know who was on the call for the Mets broadcast. What was it,
Gary Cohen, and I think it was Cohen and Keith Hernandez.
And they couldn't help but it was one of those really sort of organic, candid moments where they just started cracking up because this guy had control of the airwaves for a good 20 seconds there.
That's why I like those guys. They're not afraid to have a chuckle.
They're good. They're really good.
So hello. All right, let's go to Josh on the 80. Wants to talk about some business. Hey, Josh, how you doing? Good morning.
I'm feeling good. Feeling good, fellas. How y'all doing?
Fantastic, man. What do you got?
Great. Man, so I think, Evan, you kind of just touched on something just a second ago that I kind of wanted to get into. And I'm going to start it off with an analogy, right? So say you're like a 9th grader, 10th grader in high school, right? And you start dating this girl, and she's not the cutest girl, right? She has some acne, you know, she's kind of a nerd, right? But by the time senior year gets, she's a dime. She's like the finest girl in the school, and you got her, but you're not really all that. You're kind of a nerd yourself, and now you have this dime of a girl that everybody else wants, right? You go to prom king now, you guys are doing great, you graduate together, right? You take some breaks, right? When you take some breaks, you try to date some other girls, but you can't seem to really win them over, right? I.e. James Wiseman, i.e. Jonathan Kuminga, right? And then you try to go, you got to get back with her because you realize I can't really do anything else. So I need her so bad, I have to have her. So you want to do every single thing you can to squeeze every single drop out of this relationship because you know that you're maybe not that destination. You're not that guy who's going to get that 10 out of 10. Right? So, Evans, what you just said, the Warriors before Steph Curry were that franchise. I'm a lifelong Warriors fan, right? But we were that franchise. Anybody that we brought in, we didn't know what to do with it. Chris Webber we had, you know what I'm saying? Monte Ellis, we didn't know what to do with those guys. We got blessed with the perfect person for the Bay Area and Steph Curry at the perfect time, and everything worked out perfectly for us for the last 10 years. I think the organization, because why they're trying to get LeBron, why they're trying to get Kawhi, is because I don't think they have the internal confidence in themselves that they can keep this thing rolling without Steph Curry. I think they're really worried that when he leaves, they don't have the wherewithal. We called him Joey Light Years because he has Steph Curry, but he hasn't shown us anything that's going to be light years ahead as of now. Mike Dunleavy is a new GM. The future is so unknown. They're so worried. They have to maximize every single ounce that they have. We looked at Chase Center this year. When Steph Curry hasn't been playing, that arena's been quiet, man. It's been quiet, and it hasn't been filled up. The stands are not packed. When Curry leaves, I don't know if the Bay Area community is ready to withstand the 4 or 5 years of being a bad franchise. Businessly, from the Warriors, you have Chase Center that you finance by yourself. Season tickets are out of the world. You got upper nosebleed seats at $150. People are paying that to go see Steph. If Steph's not there, what happens to the business model of the Warriors? Which is why they have to get a Kawhi, they have to get a LeBron to maximize as much as they possibly can with this guy. Because when he leaves, I don't know if we're really, as a fan base and as an ownership group, if they're ready to withstand the 4, 5, 6 years that it takes to be a bad franchise to come back to the start. So I think that's why, to Dan's point, like, he's right. The right thing to do is get rid of your best asset to try to start over, but they can't do that because if you do that, you have an empty stadium, and an empty stadium right now in San Francisco is one of the worst things that Joe Lacob could probably have, you know? So That's my rant for the day.
No, good. No, nice, Josh. Love the analogy. Stuck the landing. Good call. Strong call. Call anytime.
Hey, there was a moment in the game the other day where I think they pulled even with Cleveland. And it was on a Geese. They went on like an 8-0 run. And I think it was on a Geese Santos putback.
They hung tough, yeah.
And there was energy. And I remember I was watching and go, oh, this is fun. And it was just for a moment, because obviously you knew ultimately what was going to happen, that they were going to fall short in the fourth quarter and run out of gas. But that just for a moment, just to capture that little run, that little 10-0 run where they tied Cleveland, and they did it without Steph. Draymond wasn't even a part of this. They did it with the Geese Santos and all these young guys. That's what I'm talking about. Now, obviously, it's not going to be the Geese Santoses and the Pat Spencers of the world, but young players that are staying tough with the big boys where you can see a future and you water this a little bit more. And you're like, oh, man, there is a future with this team, with whomever, AJ DeBanta or whoever it is that's with the Warriors going forward. That, it's not Steph. It's not Draymond. It's not Klay Thompson. You're not penciling yourself into 5 consecutive NBA finals. But there's something that I would watch and buy into. It's not all about winning when you have to sell tickets. If there's a future and a promise with a young, and I mean young, talented foundation, it's not as attractive as Steph in his prime, but it's still worth getting behind and supporting.
Well, I agree that, you and I are on the same page. I don't think they get out of the play-in. I think they might beat Portland. Winning 2 games is going to be hard.
But that's a good thing.
No, agreed. But and this is where I'm with you. I think that if the Warriors somehow lucked into a top 4 or even 5 pick, maybe 6, a spot in the draft where there's a real potential game changer, I think the Warriors would be wise to try and build around that guy, whoever that is, because there is excitement in that. And I do think you can sell a fan base on not the idea that, and again, they have to be careful because they've gotten themselves into trouble promising things about young players, but building a campaign around your lottery pick, I don't think is out of the question moving forward. And that's what I think they are eventually going to have to do. And people, look, is Dallas a great team right now? No. But people had a hell of a lot of fun watching Cooper Flagg drop 51 last night at home. So I do think that there's enough to sell people on something that isn't Steph Curry. And I don't know what it is yet, but if they got a top 5 pick, Dan, I really think that there would be more excitement about that than maybe even them contending or trying to contend next season.
Yeah, and then think about you have 2 more first-round picks because you just took Charlotte's first-round picks in this upcoming draft. And then think about what the future lies the following year because you've got Charlotte's first-round picks, which I think are unprotected that next year. That's what I'm subscribing to.
I got you. Let's wrap up with Jonathan in Castro Valley. I want to get you before we go.
You give me the obligatory, I got you. That's just one of those. Yeah, whatever, Dan.
Well, we have like 5 minutes left, and I want to make sure he gets a chance to talk. We're our show of the people. You know this, right?
It's about me. Are you kidding me? Dan of Own Retirement Fund is what this is.
What's up, Jonathan? How you doing?
Hey, happy Saturday, boys. I'm totally in agreement with you guys. As a Sharks fan, I know that I'm not going to go Sharks' way, but if anyone knows, when we went through a rebuild and we lost all of our key players, Thornton retired, then we got rid of Burns, it was an ugly rebuild. But what they tried to do and what I didn't like was try to add, expensive contracts to try to fill the seats, and it just didn't work. And I don't know if it just happens to be that's the last try, but hey, let's get a couple of these, contracts that really don't make sense instead of just rebuilding. Like you guys said, I'm down to tank. Let's get these lottery tickets. Look at the Sharks now with lottery picks. They didn't go and get trade players. They went to the lottery, and that's where their real success and future is starting. And the Warriors, they're going to have a tough time because they just did not put the pieces together. I think the Jimmy Butler trade, a lot of people give them criticism for it. I think it was brilliant. Reality played out. He got hurt, and then now you can criticize that trade, but that's not fair. Because if he wasn't injured, I think we'd be talking about a whole different team right now. But unfortunately, the song is being sung, and hopefully we get those lottery picks, guys, because I don't want to be talking about this for the next 6 years. Boo-hoo Warriors, and giving out free tickets on the radio station. I think this organization can still be a solid organization, guys. That's all I got. Thank you, lifelong Warriors fan, and going to stay a Warriors fan. Never was a Dubs fan.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate the call, man.
Celebrini.
And if you get a generational talent, your fortunes as a franchise absolutely change.
What's poppin'?
He better say that every single time he joins us.
Where did that come from? And then did he try to explain it afterwards?
No, he's just like, what's poppin', Evan?
There's always like a 10-second gap with Mitch where I have no idea what the hell it is he's talking about.
Well, that's why we love him.
And then he comes back to life.
Well, he always comes in strong. He comes in hot about the Warriors, about his cat, about the Giants.
Was it about when he was talking about Jimmy Balla?
Hey, Lucas.
That's a 4, Pasta.
I want to tell you a joke, Lucas.
He's not listening. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, you're gonna have to do that one for him, or I'm going to tell him that you did. I hope he's listening right now, actually. That was a really good Lucas laugh. For those who don't know, director of sports, Lucas Alexander, produces for the afternoon show. He doesn't have a laugh. It's
a cackle?
It's a cackle. It's a good cackle.
He's really trying to recruit me to play on Monday.
You should show up.
I can't, but so who's going to win this thing? Grandy again? Will you please?
He's probably the betting favorite, yeah.
Jeez. Are we that lame athletically that no one can dethrone this guy?
Well, it's not really about athleticism. It's about making a free throw. If you're a good free throw shooter.
Yeah, there's going to be a content creator there who, all he does on his Instagram page is make free throws.
Oh, and he's there to try and dethrone Grandy?
Apparently, it was said on the airwaves, so I don't feel bad about saying this, but apparently he was recruited by the boss.
Is his name Dan Devone?
Oh, maybe that's why they were after me, because Nahagan knows that I can stand on the line and deliver.
Well, how would
add
you know
to the
that?
retirement
He's never
fund.
Seen you play. Oh, for all I know, you could be lying about everything.
Yeah, he could be listening and taking the Dan Devone, feeding him a line. Hey,
I got to shoot some free throws, though. That's the one thing that's cool about it.
You're not taking part in this, though, right?
Well, no, because it's during my show, so I have to work. But also, my foot's messed up. I wouldn't want to do something stupid. That's not a drop. That's not a humble
I'm
brag.
not a doctor. So.
Don't tell him that.
Oh, plus, dude, and this is the thing. I'm only 31 years old, Dan, but
you're falling apart.
No, it's kind of, but the glory years are done.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Come on, man. It's all in front of you. Do not ever say that to me again.
Well, as far as playing, I'm never going to be as good at sports as I was when I played in high school and college.
Well,
I just never will.
You're not going to play competitively again, but you can still be
going out there and playing baseball. I don't know. It doesn't this is what I want to do. This is what I enjoy. This is what I want to compete at. This is the new diamond. And I don't mind taking the ball out, taking the glove out, throwing around.
Just don't turn into softball guy.
No. That's the thing. It's like as you age...
Going out there on Sundays with eye black, taking out second baseman and buying new bats.
No, the only game of softball I will play is one where you can have a beer in your back pocket. That I will play.
Where you can have a beer in your back
pocket? Where you can. Yeah, if you can play softball with a beer, I'm in.
With Ralph and Carter.
Who? That one went over my head.
Ralph is the guy we were talking about with Carter's buddy.
Oh.
Is Carter playing in softball leagues?
I don't know. He's a dad now. He's probably not doing much of anything.
Yeah, don't we know he's a dad there? Pasta, what time are you going to be here Monday morning?
He's back on April 20th. Don't worry, Pasta. You'll have your mornings back. All right.
And my nights.
Yeah, but Pasta just wants a good book and sit down and read. That's who he is. That's why he does.
Are you coming in the game tonight or what?
Well, that's why I don't think Pasta likes to go out too much and sort of is evasive because he's not a big drinker, which is fine at the end of the day.
I'm in bed at 10.
He's a reader.
Not yet.
He's a.
By the way, you do know that a lot of great authors are raging alcoholics.
Faulkner. He was a poet.
Could have been, but he was on the bottle. All right, Pasta. Where are you sitting tonight?
Section club
He's
level.
at the.
He's in the Alaska?
No, he's playing video games at the arcade.
No, he's going to the. No, he's going to the Giants game. He's going to be sitting up there with John Miller and Dave Fleming.
He's playing Pac-Man at the arcades.
Thank you, John.
That's really good.
Hey, let's get out on a Lucas.
All right.
Oh, give me a Lucas.
And that'll do it on Warriors this week. For Dan Devone, for Steven Risotto, a.k.a. Pasta, my name is Evan Giddings, saying thank you for tuning in. So long, everyone.
This is Dan Devone saying so long, everybody.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote.